We're going to start the show. Let's do this. Good evening, everybody. Welcome in to the show. Welcome in to the show. Good evening. Good evening. What up? What up? What up? What up? All right. Get it together, DJs. Get it together, man. It's time to start the show. Good evening, everybody. Welcome in. My name is UltimatDJz. This is Talking Trek Live. Yeah. What going on? Tonight, we're going to get into a couple of things, including a new update, a new blog post regarding Alliance tournaments, and we've got some math regarding our new currency for comp chests. And the original advice might have been flawed, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, spend your tokens and spend them now! Who's here to get this emergency news update from Talking Trek? We'll hit up a Talking Trek server sound off. You guys go ahead and punch it up. Noon Whistle on 29. What's going on? Vic on 33. Dr. Juby straight out of Area 61. Thank you. Ben to the Robot on 51. Striker on 49. E Double Sharp on 56. Ben to the Robot also on 50. Benny Hills Ghost on 42. Joe, what's going on, buddy? How are you? Matt Hatter on server 95. Raskar, hey-oh, server 30. Thank you very much. Appreciate that. Lord of Scarin on 49. Martok server 8K Knowledge on 74. Certainly says mini ravioli and spaghetti with those little round meatballs, SpaghettiOs from the can. Not bad. Yeah, no, I do all those. I don't do spaghetti. I don't like the ship where I use spaghetti, but the mini ravioli and SpaghettiOs, yeah, that's a win. Nelson on 45, Joe on 10. What's up, Guffa? 710 strong, thank you. Teppy says, Teppish says, Tarpy would call you Teppish. Says chicken, banana, chicken, banana. Zach on 84, what's going on? Thank you, Vic. Silver Tab 33, Enterprise on 30, Doug on 38, P-Wing 41, J-Babes 13, Season 86, Broken Wolf on 99, Your Way on server 30, DC on 53, what's going on? Azeroth on 91, Ando on 701, Shawty on 51, 701 is Fun Daddy. What's going on, everybody? Appreciate you guys all being here. Welcome into the show. How are ya? Jonathan Ingram, what are you doing? Jonathan Ingram, thank you so much for your 29-month resub. I appreciate that so very, very much. Thank you so greatly and dearly, my friend. I hope you're doing good. Thanks for the multiple raids over the last week or two. I really appreciate it. Super, super nice of you. Good evening to our panel. Man, we got a full panel tonight. It's as though if we do shows like super late at night, you guys come out of the woodwork. We've got Destro on the stage. What's going on, buddy? How are you?
Doing good, buddy.
How is you? My base missed you, Jonathan? Yeah, I believe. Lizard.
He's just getting you ready for incursions, my friend.
Yeah, no, Jonathan Ingram keeps me ready for incursions 7 days a week, 30 days a month. All right. And that one day on some months that he takes off, I kill you picks up the slack there and comes and kills my base. So there's that. Everywhere It Matters is on the stage. Putz, Tarpy, Karkin. Good evening, guys. How are ya? Welcome.
Thank you. Great to be here.
Appreciate you. I'm going to shock you, says Fun Daddy. I'm not as ticked as I thought I would be about AT, but I will reserve final judgment until launches. Same here. I still want to see. I had one or two concerns in that blog post. We're going to look at it today. I've got one or two concerns in that blog post, but there's no definitive information either way, so we are going to have
You
to
offer up a cookie, and you got me all night.
Yeah, Jules loves his cookies, and thank you, Guffa. Appreciate that very much. Jules, I don't think is actually going to be here tonight. He actually is pulling an all-nighter by somebody who outbid me on cookies. All right, he literally has like a boatload of cookies. Who's like, okay, I can't be there tonight. All right, so there's that. Chala said, are your dailies done? No, they're not. But that's okay. It was a busy day. So I was working, and then Oliver had a late ball game. And the first ball game ran late. So, like, he didn't even start his game until almost 8 o'clock. And we're still playing at, like, 9:30. I'm like, bro, these are, like, 9 and 10-year-old kids. Like, let's go. We got to get to bed, you know? I got a stream to do. Stuff. You know what I'm saying? So, Ripley, thank you for the 48-month resub. Appreciate that. Dave Hart on the 75 stream streak. Vic dropping some bits. Guffa with the bits. Thank you. JYT, 35 stream streak. Fun Daddy with the 10 months at tier 1. Thank you for your PPP point. Rocky Mountain Hunter, 20 months with the PP point. Thank you so much. Thad also coming in at 42 months with the PP point. Doug, thank you for your 100 kitty bitties. Appreciate you guys a lot. Is Enterprise in the audience? Our Talking Trek historian. There he is. I didn't even have to ask. He says up to 255. Man, we are pushing it. Guys, if only 4 people do the tier 1, 2, 3 thing tonight, then we're done. And we don't even have to worry about it for the rest of the month. Don't even have to worry about it. That'd be great. And that puts us 33% of the way complete towards getting a $2,000. I personally love the D.
Yeah.
A $2,000 giveaway, not including my double D's over there that I'm going to give away to you guys. So we've got that as well. But I appreciate that. Thank you guys. Thank you, Guffa. Thank you, Guru, Doug, Thad, Rocky Mountain, and the list goes on. Thank you guys so much. Bender, thank you for your 100 kitty bitties. Appreciate you guys. And you guys already
train.
they're starting a hype train during a banana. Banana. I'll myself out for another $100 tonight.
You're going to turn those sound alerts off, right?
Yeah, I'll turn the sound alerts off as soon as we're done with the hype train. For those of you in podcasts, see, there are sometimes some silly little shenanigans that might be fun to come over here. See, now I will say this about our Twitch channel. We don't pollute the sound waves with like super long ones, right? Like we don't have like the crazy long ones or the real loud like music ones, stuff like that. Most of ours are custom. We have most of the sound alerts and stuff we have on our channel are our own people, right? Tarpy's got one down there. I bet you guys could go find the one from Tarpy.
Don't have to. You don't have to.
I bet you could do that.
You don't have to. I have a band hammer.
Yeah, I think you should. I just
that is very dangerous.
Yeah, see, that was one. Thank you, Guffa.
It's not that bad.
And you know what's great? You can't even tell the difference. You can't even tell the difference between like the sound clips and when it's actually someone talking on stage. That's why I think it's great. All right, that's why I think it's great because somebody can actually speak as Tarpy, right? Oh my God, that's amazing. Somebody could actually use Tarpy's voice to offer their opinion on a subject that we're talking about, and I might actually believe that it's really her. And I think that's really funny. I think that's great. And for those of you in podcasts,
I like it.
Yeah, see, that's Beck. She likes this. She likes the concept. Thank you, Vic.
Christian.
See, and this is how our audience gets to come in and participate. So, yeah, I like that.
Christian, don't you still owe Loston a sentence with no
play with something
background
real quick
from like 3 weeks ago?
Wait, was that actually Tarpy or is she off playing with something real quick? I'm not sure. I'm not sure which is which.
Hush.
I don't know if I actually do. I owe a Lost in something?
You totally do.
I don't think that I do. I'm pretty sure I paid up. Pretty sure I paid up.
No, there was one by the end of the day that you never finished because he didn't know quite what he wanted you to say.
Well, I appreciate you.
Well, he doesn't think so. So, okay, you're fine.
You know, I appreciate the reminder.
That's messed up.
I agree, Waffly. That is messed up. All right. I don't think I need to be paying debts just because Tarpy makes something up in her head. and says that I owe. Oh, Lost in now. No, of course now Lost in remembers. Now he's like, oh yeah, okay, yeah,
Oh,
sure he does.
so are you
yeah.
saying I'm just making things up in my head now?
There's like a.
Is that really what you want recorded in a podcast?
No, that
Your
is
next words are very dangerous.
That is not what I said. That is not what I said at all.
Okay.
No, that's
Sure.
not. That's not it. Somebody help me with the sound alert, please.
Uh-huh.
Somebody. So,
Danger, danger, Will Robinson, danger.
that's Lost In's cue right there. If I don't open it, then later I can claim ignorance.
All
right?
right.
See, Blyrus just says I'm ignorant. All right, there you go. That's good enough.
That's a smart one.
Thank you. Yeah. There's good sound. Market, shut the hell up. Oh, people in the podcast are gonna get a little bit of a taste. I'm number one. Thank you, Waffly. I appreciate that. See, people in the podcast may not have known that things like this exist. All right, and this is good stuff. This is why our Twitch channel is different.
I think I foobarred this.
Okay, all right.
That would be Alex.
I didn't foobar anything. Yeah, that's Ripper. That's Ripper. Yeah, there you go. Okay.
I'm so positive. I'm full of positive energy.
I do, in fact, have positive energy today. Oliver.
Ooh, there you go.
Oliver's
Boston has a thing for you.
Oliver's team scored 4 runs.
DJ.
What?
What is wrong with you?
Lots of things. Lots of things. Yes.
We know.
There is a minute left on the hype train. If you guys here in chat want to do crazy things, I appreciate that.
Yay,
I pinned it for you.
I need to turn off the mini goals. I didn't even mean to keep those up. Those aren't even updated for tonight. Turn that off. There you go. All right. So, did Oliver win? No.
That's a big one right there.
No.
That's impressively large.
Did he get hit by any balls today?
No, he did not. Nope, he did not. He played second base. He played it like a champ. He got up to bat twice.
DJ,
yeah, what?
What is wrong with you?
Not very many things, just a few things. So he got up to bat, he walked the first time, then stole the bases and scored. Second time he got up
Bring
to
the
bat.
bases with him.
Huh? No. No.
Did he bring the
I sat in the car. You said did he? No, he stole the Tarpy. If I don't open it, then later I can claim ignorance, right?
Well, you said he stole the bases. I don't play sports ball. When you say he stole something, did he take it with him?
Wow. Okay. All right. So that means that he advanced around the bases and ended up scoring a run.
Oh.
That's great. Now, second time he got up, he actually hits the ball. He hits the ball. He did great. He got a hit and he got an RBI. All right. So there was 2 runs that he was responsible for. Then he advanced again. All right. And scored another run. So there's 3 out of 4 that his team scored in the entire game.
Superstar.
Yeah, VIP. He was VIP. I will say this though. I will be. Man, is it actually I'm allowed to be real, right? I'm allowed to be real. Like I'm going to root for him. I'm going to show up to every game. I'm going to be real. What did I say? MVP? I did say MVP, right? I just said that. What did I say?
You did.
Okay.
VIP. You said MVP.
I did say MVP. I said MVP. Anyway,
No, you said VIP.
oh, well, same thing. Same difference. Anyway, so so anyway, no, listen, can I just be real for a second? I don't think his team's going to win a game this season. They are so bad. They're so bad. Don't
Didn't you say that about his team last season, the other sport that he played?
Yes.
And then didn't they make it to the championship?
No! What championship?
That
What?
was the other kid.
What?
That was the other kid.
Oh, the other-
yeah, that was
okay,
that
sorry.
was Noah.
Confusion. Confusion.
Kids, multiple sports.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Listen,
Too
there's
many
all,
sports
all
balls.
kinds
Yeah.
of sports, lots of sports ball. Okay. Yeah. No, dude, their team's not going to win. They're not going to win any games. They're so bad. I feel so bad for. They have fun though, and that's all that matters. Oliver came off the field tonight, and he was super excited because he did such a good job. All right, and he did a great job. I'm so proud of that boy. He did a great job tonight. Good job, Oliver. Dirty Bird Bill says fire the coach. Dude, it's 9 and 10-year-old Little League. Like there's no firing, okay? Everybody's volunteers. And his coach is great. We just did not get the talent. We just did not get the talent stacked up on our team this year or last year or the year before or the year before that. And I think the year before
He's
that.
10, right?
Yeah.
Where
Does your
when they're 10?
Well, I mean, he hasn't had a winning season, I think, ever in life. But that's okay.
DJs, does the league
He's
allow for
related to
trading?
you, so
No, the league does not allow trading. Oh
I'm
my
glad y'all
God.
missed my comment.
Oh no, what's happening? I'm being raided currently. Oh my gosh. I can't stop it. Jonathan, I can't stop it. I can't shield.
Wait. Is
Oh,
this
my
ironically right after
he
you
resubs
thanked them
resubs to the channel
raiding
to
you?
lull me into a false sense of security and is now actively raiding me. This is going to be the best video of all time because I can't stop it. He's like, and my ships are out. I can't do anything about it. I can't do any. The game is stuck. The game is stuck. I can't do anything about this.
Stuck.
Oh, come on, Scopes. What is happening here? Come on. Why can I not shield? Why must I relocate before I can throw a shield? Oh my God. I still have not. This entire time, I have not thrown a shield. This is utter preposterity. Is that a word?
Is that
Preposterousness.
error new?
This is preposterousness.
Are you in a TC we don't own?
No, you have to, if you get cracked now, did you know you have to relocate your base. You can't just throw a shield. You have to relocate your base. God, clip this moment. Clip this moment.
No.
God, that was,
DJs, we don't need to clip it. It's going to be on YouTube in a couple hours.
why is it going to be on?
I feel bad laughing at your suffering, but like
Jonathan Ingram says,
great.
"See, look, I just helped a teaching Trek video. Thank you.
Quality.
Good God,
So
unbelievable.
they're gonna fix that before incursions on Saturday, right?
No, what?
Oh, great. That's gonna be helpful, right?
Retrieving says the
You have
pending
to move
battle.
somewhere?
No. Retrieving the pending battle. Like
In the
sure,
SLB.
once or twice, that's fine. But you guys just saw. I just tried to shield for like 2 solid minutes. Okay, 2 solid minutes.
You can't last that long.
Okay.
You can't even put a shield up before then.
No, there was no protection there. All right. And it's because, because I had a ship in the Veil. Well, guess what? That's a bug. That's a bug. Okay? Stupid. Anyway, how many times?
I like that you.
I am so positive.
Oh, my
I'm
God.
full of positive energy.
How many? How many scoops? How many scoops while I was fighting a bug?
They're just making it so you have less stuff for incursions.
What is wrong with you?
See,
You know,
you're
now
right.
that they've
No, I think
pulled
Balabom's
the
right.
SLBs apart.
No. See, Balabom is right. Here's what I think. I think
Yay, bugs.
Jonathan Ingram was knowingly and maliciously taking advantage of a failure in the game, thus exploiting my base for resources because he knows I can't throw a shield because I have a ship in the
I
Veil.
thought this was a family-friendly
fool bought
podcast.
this.
We can't be saying curse words like exploit.
I just think that that this is probably what happened.
Don't open it, then
And-
later I can claim ignorance, right?
But don't worry. Jonathan Ingram will be contacted and dealt with. I think is the term.
I think that anytime they include the
Deacon,
letter
Vic,
D
I hear
in
you
any
are.
currency or ship, it's just
Bring up
bound
TOS
to be
violation.
misused
Sorry,
by
no.
this podcast.
It's
You
fine. It's
might
fine.
want to start the podcast over.
I'm gonna reach out to him, and don't worry. I will reach out and I will take necessary action. Okay, don't worry about it.
Goodness.
Yeah, Jonathan Ingram says, "I don't know what took you so long to get to this party. I've always exploited your inability to shield." All right, thanks. That's fine. All right, necessary
You
action
don't
incoming.
even know.
Necessary action
He can't find the button,
incoming.
Jonathan Ingram. He
Okay.
can't find the button.
Oh, lordy, me, oh my. Good evening, everybody. Appreciate you guys all being here. Hope you guys are having a wonderful evening. We don't have a ton of time
If I
just where we
don't
started
open
late.
it, then later I can claim ignorance, right?
Thank you. Yes,
Gonna
Guffin,
be
the
sound alert.
button is a myth. DJ, I can't even read that. Maybe I should, but I shouldn't. No, we're going on iTunes. Can't do that. Jonathan Ingram has a good one, though. If you're watching on video playback, it's right on the screen. Nothing I can do about it. Can't take that down.
That's awkward. You can't even find it when it's right on the screen.
Oh, for the love of criminy. Hey, new
I think I
blog
poop
post.
about this.
Okay. Blog post today, everybody. Blog post.
No regrets. No regrets.
Good evening. Hey, what's up, Manic? Thank you for the resub. I appreciate that so very much. Thank you. Thank you kindly. All right. Star Trek Fleet Command.com, everybody. Today we got an Alliance tournament update. Tarpy, let's go through this thing very quickly because there are a couple of things. I saw Nelson. I didn't ignore your chat. I just knew that it was going to be timely and contribute to our discussion, Nelson. So we're going to talk about that right here. We've got this blog post today that gives us some updates on what is going to be happening in IOTA 05. That, for those of you who are uncultured, that is M90 or the partial April, mostly May arc.
This noise.
See, podcast audience, that's Guffa saying that he doesn't want to call the arcs by their Greek mythology names. Okay. And
Tough Tuckus. It's IOTA 5.
IOTA 0. No, it can't be 5. It's got to be IOTA 05. That way it stays in
Keep
order.
rolls.
My mistake. It's IOTA 05.
05.
Yes.
Yes.
But it's your numbers.
No.
You can't screw up.
No.
How can you get it wrong?
It's got to be 05 because then if you get to 10, if you did IOTA 1 and then IOTA 10, then you're going to have IOTA 11 and IOTA 12 before IOTA 2 can't have that. Okay.
By,
it's got to
by
be
this
0.
time. But you could have finished the blog post by now.
No, we got a lot to talk about in this blog post. All right.
Right. But you could have talked, you could have read through the blog post and all the time you were arguing about Greek.
Cruzito says he loves the new name and numbers. Good job, Putz. He loves them, he says.
That is not what he said.
That's exactly what I'm reading right here.
I don't.
Did you
I don't
read
think
the last
Jules
part?
Cruzito said that.
I love the new name and numbers UltimatDJz.
That is not what that said.
Pretty clear to
You
me.
can't even read, and we're trusting you with a blog post.
The Emerald Chain is expanding with 30 new milestones.
Oh, no.
Blinging Bleeper Plugression and Lou Rewurls. Lots of L's. There's a lot of L's in there. Not very many E's.
You're putting all the L's in there.
Yeah, this is
For the E's that you've never used.
This is DJ's Latin right here, okay? These milestones will introduce powerful bluffs.
Stop it.
Additional presets, refinery upgrades, cosmetics, and new Lunlocks within the Alliance. Within the Alliance tournament store. Emerald Chain will also become the exclusive source for new content. Okay, time out. The Emerald Chain also becomes the exclusive source for new content?
This noise.
What?
Good job, Jules.
What? Broken Wolf, thank you for your bits.
Every new building we have to wait to get like stuff during the AT stuff, right? And then
So this is a poorly written line. This is a poorly written line. All right. Guru says, and I thought this was a professional STFC stream. Well, by God, it is.
Just the one?
Okay. This is a poorly written line. All right. I didn't say the poorly written line. I said it's one poorly written line. We're gonna
one of several.
We're gonna get to all of them, and I will identify them for you. This is one. All right.
Okay.
As someone who has seen the entire Emerald Chain expansion, I can promise you there is not. This is not the only source for new content moving forward in the game. Fun Daddy says, I think it means new Alliance tournament store items will be added at each level of the chain. So that is the case, okay? But not all of them. there are going to be a couple of items that will be added, just like we have seen in the past. That's not new, by the way. All right. We have seen that in the past where upon hitting certain levels, as a matter of fact, if we go into the Alliance Tournament Store sheet, Google Sheet, as prepared by Tools Vern, you'll note that there are some Emerald Chain levels that unlocked certain refits back in the day and certain primes and et cetera, et cetera. So we are going to see that again. All right. And that's great. All right, I'm not opposed to that. That's fine. That's going to reward progression and so forth. So that's that. But this is a poorly written line because it will not be the exclusive source for new content. Bad writing. But we do have a couple of new chain rewards, including a new epic officer named Jerali. Now, this is one that will be earned by progressing through your Emerald Chain, Emerald XP, just like you're doing right now for the other officers. When you progress so far, you're getting shards. You're going to get some extra bulk shards. Same thing. Same old mechanic. All right. The Captain's Maneuver will increase the Borg cutting beam charge by 1. I think I've got a button here for this. Hang on. I got a button. Okay. I got a button here for this. I think it might be.
You can't find the button though.
Oh, there it was. I found it. Oh, isn't that cute? It's a cute
that's not what I thought that noise was for.
Okay. You want another one? Let's see. How about this one?
No, God! No.
Please, no!
I just want to keep going.
Does it gain synergy? Being a captain's ability?
And keep moving on.
Okay. No synergy. Officer ability. Thank you, Zero G's.
But at least
the officer ability. The officer ability will also be a Borg Cube related ability, increasing the technological distinctiveness loot from the Borg cutting beam. Now, here's a funny thing. Loot gain. Okay. And just for clarity's sake, while I personally think this is bad, I'm sure that there are players out there who might not think this is bad. Okay? Because there could be players who are still working on upgrading their cube and, the technological distinctiveness. Now, let's be objective here. We have always complained about one thing when it comes to the beam. All right. And it's that the hostiles that the cube can kill are filled with a bunch of other junk. So you can actually only beam like 4 or 5 hostiles before you fill up your cargo with a bunch of junk and only a little bit of technological distinctiveness. Okay. Now, let me be clear. Silvertab says I don't use my cube, and most of us probably don't. Okay. However, there are a lot of people out there that still do. A lot of people who hasn't maxed their cube. Rocky Hunter, Jim Pie, they're like, a cube, that's so 2024, DJs. Yes, while they're shaking their cane at the clouds, there are going to be some people who are not there yet. Okay. And that's okay because we remember how many times it was such a pain in the butt that we had to go and unload cargo if we were trying to farm technological distinctiveness. All right. So this one, I don't have a huge problem with, to be honest with you. I don't. I think that it's a weird place for it to be, but it's fine. Emerald Chain, that's good. Everybody has access to it. And my understanding, and Tarpy, I've sent you some of the production notes, so forgive me if I'm putting you on the spot. If I'm not mistaken, Jerali will start being sourced pretty much right away, right? Emerald Chain, level 31, we start earning his shards.
I can go check my videos. From the playtest.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that that's the case. I could stand corrected on that. I'm probably giving you too much information, but whatever. It's in the blog post, okay? So we're going to start getting those officer shards pretty much right away. Now, the below deck ability, the below deck, says Jim Pie, is amazing. Now, here's the thing. A lot of people are going to make fun of this too, okay? A lot of people are going to make fun of this too. This below deck ability increases your ship's repair speed cascade, which is
It's what now?
repair speed cascade, Tarpy. Okay.
Oh,
This is
yeah, I totally know what that is.
Yeah, of
I
course.
have that everywhere else.
Yeah. Repair speed cascade is applied after all other ship speed bonuses and multiplies their total effect. Now, here's the deal. Okay, here's the deal. This is better than what it was, Ram Scoop. This is better than what it was. All right. As a matter of fact, I don't mind to go ahead and tell you, it was just repair speed. And we were like, okay, like, well, like, unless
About
that's
that.
like 10,000% plus, it's probably not really going to matter. Okay? So they said, hey, no problem. By the way, it's not even a new measurement. It's not even a new mathematical variant. This is super easy. This was super easy. Nah, Jim Pie, you say the disconnect is so real. I'm actually going to say why it may not be. Okay, they did in fact say hold my beer, and they created a whole new thing called Repair Speed Cascade. And by the way, it's not even a new thing. They just took it, instead of it being additive, they made it multiplicative. Okay. Now, Cruzito hits the nail on the head. And Cruzito, I agree with you 1,000%. I think, again, our audience, you know what? I just want to brag on you guys for a second. Can I take a quick time out? Hang on. Can I take a quick time out? I'm going to take a quick time out.
No.
I'm going to take a quick time out. Time out on the field.
No.
Don't you have a heart out?
You guys are great. You know that? You guys are the best. You're the best of the best of the freaking best, sir. Bonus points if you know what movie that comes from. Okay?
Men in Black.
Hey! Because we're the best of the best of the best, sir. With honors. With honors. Okay? You guys are the best. All right? I expect that you guys are underwhelmed by a repair speed officer. You know who's not going to be underwhelmed? Brand new G5 players.
Oh, really?
Brand new
I disagree.
G6 players.
Still disagree.
Okay. Or brand new G7 players.
Hard disagree.
Really?
Absolutely.
It takes me
I think
3
maybe
days.
for a single.
Go ahead.
Okay, DJs, go.
No, I was going to let Destro. Go ahead, Destro.
Okay.
Quick. Let's go.
I think for a single ops level of a new generation, you're going to struggle with getting repair speeds because your economy hasn't acclimated to your new speed. But by the time you hit ops 41, ops 51, even ops 60, 62, sorry, by the time you hit the twos, you have so much that it does not matter anymore. So I disagree with you that anyone is actually going to get benefit from this unless they're going from ops 39 to ops 60 in a month. I don't think there's any player who's going to struggle with repair speed.
Okay.
Yeah.
I actually think that they released the two Emerald Chain officers backwards.
They did not.
I think I know. But if you look at their abilities, they should have brought this officer out 2 years ago.
Well, since DJz is easily distracted, thanks for the raid,
now.
MJ Hat.
Oh, thanks, Broken Wolf. Appreciate that. Yes. Yo, look at that. MJ raiding in. What you doing, baby?
Just one of us noticed.
Thank you. I appreciate it. See, this is why I've got such a great team here. Yeah, Jonathan Ingram says Green Beck is an excellent officer. I agree. And I'll tell you this. This is just me. All right. Maybe I'm alone in this, but I had extreme sticker shock at repairing my tier 2 Aphelion, which, by the way, takes 3 days to repair. 3 days. And I'm going to also point out that It dies a lot. Now, some of you guys might be on servers where your miners don't die, okay? But I live on a server with Jonathan Ingram. And I live in a Vale with Lost In and Riskbreaker and that super douche, Jules Verne. Okay?
Going on the podcast.
DJs, would you mind going to Spock's Club and looking at how many total Sigma days of repair speed ups you have?
I would love to.
This noise.
I would love to, and I'm going to show you right now. Now, somebody's going to have to do some math for me because I don't know. I don't know what my total is. Here we go. Sigma repair speed ups. On my screen, I have 7,000 hours. If I don't open it, then later I can claim it.
3 months.
3 months.
In 12-hour speed ups.
Okay.
And just
that's
right?
90. Okay, cool. That's 30 repairs of my ship. 30 repairs. By the way, I probably repair that ship easily 3 to 4 times a day.
Right there. That's impressively large.
Hey, I got. Hang on, I'm not done, Destro. Hang on a second there. Babylicious. All right, he's very excited to prove me wrong. I got 5,000.
Babylicious from now on.
Babylicious. All right. Thank you, retrieving. Thank you.
That's exactly where I was going. 280 days in 8 hours. That's almost a full year. So that's 100 times of your Aphelion getting blocked.
I'm using 12 days.
I said almost.
I'm using 12 days worth of speed ups a day.
Because you can't be arsed to bring your miner back on its own.
First of all, don't shame me for how I mine. Okay?
Oh, I'm totally going to shame you. That's my job.
All I'm saying is, but Omicron says, why do you die? Because I mine overnight. Okay? Or my base gets cracked by Jonathan Ingram. Okay?
DJ's the steal.
Listen.
What?
Hey, Riskbreaker.
You were a steal.
Riskbreaker.
You're the best.
Get a more Riskbreaker.
Give me hugs.
Riskbreaker, will you, while I'm trying to defend my honor, okay? While I'm trying to defend my honor, will you go ahead and do the rest of the math? How many total days of speed ups do I have? Kinslayer says that's because you have crappy shield discipline. So what?
Yeah.
Big
There's an easier, DJs, there's an easy way to find that number. If you go to like the cost calculator for building a ship and you go down to the repair section, it'll have the total Sigma days of repair speeds that you have.
Oh, nice. Okay.
And just for reference, I did mine and I only did 30-minute Sigma and up. And I have 33,100 hours, which is
You're not a good example. You're a hoarder. And
no, I'm a very good example. I'm a very good example.
None of your ships take more than 8 hours to repair, do they?
They don't, but I'm still a good example because I PvP all the time. So I probably spend more in repair speed ups than you do a day. Easily.
But you don't use Sigma ones.
You don't.
In Sigma.
You use more. You use Sigma.
Yeah. My relativity, my GS, they're both max. They both.
Oh, your relativity, dude. No.
My God, boo!
No.
Boo! Get this man out of here! Boo! All right.
5-minute repair.
And my 368 level miners that get blown up multiple times a day. My relativity probably gets repaired over 100 times a day.
What? 100 times a day? That's beast mode.
Okay, so 100 repairs times 5 minutes, man.
My repair I think is like an hour and a half, but all
right, Tarpy's
whatever.
on my side now. Tarpy's on my side now.
Rarely. Don't get used to it.
Hey,
the fact of the matter is I have 4 years worth of Sigma speed ups in repair for ships right now.
I can't wait till you build a G7 ship. Yeah, that's my point. All right, maybe G6, maybe not, guys. And I do know that regular speed ups people got years and years and years. I get that too. All right, but I'm here to tell you, if a tier 2 G7 miner takes 3 days, all right, then it's going to be higher for the uncommon. It's going to be higher for the rare. I don't know. You know what? Actually, can we use Spock's Club for this? Destro, walk me through. Where
You
can I
could.
see my total repair speed ups in Sigma?
I was looking for it and it doesn't show it. I thought it did. That's on me.
Boo hiss.
It's all right.
All right. Well,
but we can check for the uncommon if you want to pull up like the whichever one you're going for. We can take a look at how much that costs.
All right.
It would be great if Shelby were in chat to see if he ever suffered from that problem.
Shelby,
I actually have a calculator that gives complete days. If you just, put that screen up again.
Jondrel says you also refuse to grind MU for speed ups. No, I don't refuse. I do it for construction speed ups. I guess I get some repairs out of there, but
you get twice as many repair speed ups as you do.
Cool. And you guys still saw my inventory. It's still not great. All right. Now, again, there's probably more here than I am giving myself credit for. But repair speed ups, Sigma. All right. Well, that's not the name of it. What is it? Sigma repair. There we go. Riskbreaker or anybody else who's able to eyeball this with crazy calculator brain math.
42. Oh, I just have an actual calculator. I don't, need the calculator brain. Just stop moving.
I have roughly 30 days. There's 30. There's another 100. There's 130.
Your face is hiding the 3-hour speed up number.
Okay, that's
scroll up.
5,300.
Or that.
And we are going to look at this here in just a moment. Okay, we are going to look at this here in just a moment. Now, all things. I am going to come back and again remember what I said. You guys are the best of the best of the best, sir, with honors. Okay, you guys are not likely to be a player that is going to need. You guys
61.
are the best.
That seems way too small.
61 what?
61 days seems way too small.
No, that's not correct.
Yeah, I know.
All right.
It's been a hot minute since this calculator was used, so bear with me.
Well, long story short, this may not be an officer for everybody. And by the way, I totally understand and agree that this officer is largely uninteresting for an advanced player. I'm just saying that there is, if I put myself back into younger player perspective, the technological distinctiveness loot gain, that is going to be helpful. Okay? Doss says, so this officer is awesome for people who don't know what they're doing. Gotcha. I don't know if I agree with that either. Okay? But certainly maybe newer players, Doss. All right? Maybe don't have all the repair research that everybody else has. Okay? Cruzito says, I actually disagree. I think DJz is right. This sounds like an officer primarily for G4, G5, which is where the vast majority of the game exists. And I don't necessarily disagree. Again, I do understand that you guys want something, but when you look at this officer and you say, oh, God, this sucks for me, I just want you to remember that you guys made fun of Cruzito for literally over a year for saying that exact same thing month after month after month after month. Okay, I'm just going to throw that out there. Okay, I'm just going to throw that out there. Y'all hated on Cruzito so much. You all said that he spent his way to boredom. Okay? Now, this community are experts. Okay? You guys have grown and grown and grown. I can see why you're not interested in this officer, but it does have a place in this game. All right? And for the record, Emerald Chain 30, I don't know, Doss. I don't think that's that crazy. I think the vast majority of alliances are indeed at Emerald Chain 30 and capped. The vast majority of active alliances are there. Silvertab says, I'm at 29. Okay, well, you're damn close. Okay?
Speaking of Emerald Chain experiences, do you know whether or not that we have been actually banking?
Nope.
Okay, that's in the patch notes.
Here's the fun part about that.
Cool,
we have been. They said that they're deleting all of that.
All right, so we can't talk over each other like this. Okay, I don't know how y'all do it on other shows, but we don't do it like that here.
They don't.
All right, we're not going to do that here. However, Putz, to answer your question, no, they will not be. They are starting everybody off at 30, and on the next Alliance tournaments, then you will be progressing. All right, so that's it. Sherlock Holmes says, yes, it has been banking, but they're deleting everybody back to a blank 30. Yeah, that's pretty much exactly what they're doing. Okay? So you have not been... Well, technically, Vic, I think we have been accumulating points, technically. But it really doesn't matter because they're capping everybody off at 30 and everybody's going to start over, or not start over, but they're going to start at 30. JKA says, they said we'd be able to use it. Now, here's the funny thing about that. I heard a lot of that today out of VIP. I have never heard that. I don't know if a community manager has come out and said that, or if that was just like a rumor somewhere. I've never seen that. That's never been communicated that I saw. I'm not saying that it didn't, but I've never seen that either. So some people have said that they heard that they were going to allow you to continue using that, but I have not heard that. Now, I know that they do use that model with Syndicate XP. All right, they do use that, but there is not any sort of communication or announcement on the Emerald Chain XP anywhere that I was able to find. Nelson says, that's not fair to us who have been putting in the work. I can see it, but I mean, at the same time, you capped it out, right? And to be honest, this is something. Listen, the only reason they did it with Syndicate is because you guys paid for it, right? You paid for it. That was the only reason. It was never supposed to happen with Syndicate either. As a matter of fact, in the beginning, it wasn't that way. And then they reverted it because players were complaining. All right. So I'm not surprised by this decision. And I don't think it hurts anybody, to be honest with you. You were at a cap. You know, there was nothing there. Now there's going to be new content, and now you're gonna work on it. And as far as putting in the work, Nelson, you've still been getting your rewards out of the store with whatever it is that you've been wanting to take. So I mean, you have been getting rewarded for that. This is not a sticky point for me. I am not upset about this. I think that there's other things that we could potentially be upset about. That's not one of them for me. But nonetheless, I know that some people are, and that's okay. All right. They do put here in the patch notes that Emerald Chain XP is not stackable as a part of ongoing efforts to ensure a balanced experience. And due to limitations with the scoring system, all alliances at rank 30 will have their Emerald Chain XP reset to the 30th milestone. That's fine. Okay. I don't think that that's a super big deal, but that is what's going to happen. Okay. You know, can I offer sidebar commentary, Nelson? Sidebar commentary?
Maybe.
Here's the deal. We hate caps, right? We hate caps. We hate caps on anything. Why do we hate caps on anything? Because whenever something else comes out that uses the same currency, it's an immediate max. Look at transporter patterns. Look at temporal disruptors. Look at fleet commander credits. That's another good one. Sigma resources. It's another good one. Yes, we hate caps. Okay, we hate caps. But that's just because Scopely is incapable. I'll say it again. Scopely is incapable of developing the game at a frequent enough pace at which we demand progression. And notice, I am not blaming the player. Don't you dare. Okay? But we demand progression. We do. And Scopely is incapable of developing content fast enough with all the currencies, with all the different areas. That's why Cisco is the first fleet commander to now offer Sigma command credit or Sigma fleet commander credits. And by the way, That's because the old currency was so banked up. If they had launched Cisco using the traditional currency, how many of you guys would have been capable of immediately maxing it?
Well, yeah.
Now, Sydney, I'm going to take exception with that statement. I mean, I could buy what I want, just like anybody can buy what they want. All right. But grinding it out, and I mean, I grind some stuff out too. I buy some stuff. Other stuff I just ignore. Okay. But I don't think that's a fair statement. All right. I'm not detached from reality because I can buy a pack. All right. But there is a business model that just simply isn't rewarding when we hoard stuff. And I'm going to use Fleet Commander credits as a perfect example. Okay? Perfect example. Out of all the Fleet Commanders that you have, are they maxed for your ops? And I'm asking a free-to-play, spender, anybody. Anybody. If you have a Fleet Commander, and I don't mean skill points, I mean credits, are they maxed for your ops?
Yeah.
Most people probably should be. And if they're not, I'm going to ask, are you still running Borg solos? All right. And the reason I ask if you're running Borg solos is if you don't care about maxing that Fleet Commander, then so be it. You gave up. You don't care. That's fine. That's also a choice you can make. I retire loops all the time. Prime says, thank you for being honest. He says, I probably could. I just haven't. Perfect. Okay. That's great. But that is exactly the point. And what we were talking about when we were theorizing, after Scopely said they were going to launch a Sigma reroll token, we knew exactly why. We knew exactly why. It's because a majority of players are holding hundreds of thousands, if not millions, of reroll tokens. We said this with Fleet Commander. We've said this with Sigma resources. Pretty much any Sigma that's come out. And by the way, let's look at Galactic Recruit tokens. All that is a Sigma Ultra Recruit token. All right. Sigma faction credits exist. Any of this stuff that has come out that's literally just been 2.0. You want to know the original Sigma currency in this game? And by the way, it's older than you guys think. Frequency modulators Mark II. Anybody remember those bad lads? The first Sigma currency in the game. Okay? First Sigma currency in the game. Now, I'm also going to remind you guys, y'all love Ripper, right? He's a legend in the Fleet Command community. Those of you who remember Ripper, remember him with honor and reverence and legendary intelligence regarding this game. Yes? Yeah, pretty much. I mean, he is the unsung hero of Fleet Command. For those of you who knew Alex, he was maybe the most trusted voice in the entire community. More than me, more than anybody. Okay? Ripper. Do you guys remember what Ripper said about unique currencies? This was one of the things.
We love them.
Well, you have to love them.
Yep.
You have to. The game would not function without unique currencies. It just wouldn't. It would not work. He said, listen, of all the things,
I think I foobarred this.
there was a lot of foobarring in his day. Okay? But the one thing that Scopely generally usually got right was unique currencies. Anytime you introduce a new feature, a new mechanic, it had to use a new material. It had to use a new currency. It had to, because otherwise you were just going to destroy any previous economy.
Yay, bugs.
It had to use new stuff. Now, we have seen the release of new Sigma stuff over the last 2 years. Okay, we have. And by the way, I say over 2 years, but like I said, frequency modulators Mark II were the first ones. Sydney says, why can't we cash them in? We will be able to. Probably not as fast as... I bet it's going to take a while to burn through 1 million, but you will be able to trade them in, just like you can trade in your original faction credits for the new Sigma ones, or the new Scouts, or whatever, both. Okay, you can do that stuff. Asia Boy has 2 million rerolls. Okay, 2 million. So you are going to be able to, but it's just going to be slow. All right? And as Tarpy points out, accurately, you are going to want to work this new cap. Now, why do we hate caps? Because we want a bulk play, or we want to have, eventually, unlimited of something. Transporter patterns, fleet commander credits, reroll tokens. Okay? We like that. If a new fleet commander came out that used the old stuff right now, it would be an instant max for a large majority of our listenership right now. Right? If a new officer dropped into transporter patterns, how many of you guys listening to this content right here, how many of you guys could instantly max that officer? 1,500 shards with transporter patterns. By the way, let's do the math on that. 1,100 transporter patterns per shard. Let's just say, ballpark, 1,500 shards. That's 1.6 million transporter patterns. How many of you guys could instant max an officer? Some. I'm not going to say.
Or instant max getting the currency to instant max an officer. Because you could also probably do that somehow.
I don't know if you can farm them that quick,
Yes,
because I think there's cooldowns on some of that stuff, isn't there? I think there's some cooldowns on some of that stuff. But
you could.
Well, even better example. Okay. Rexy says not all are 1,100. You're right. Not all of them are. I think some of them are 1,000. All right. But I'm using the more expensive one just to illustrate a point. Who has 1.6 million transporter patterns sitting in their bank right now? I'm going to look mine up. Transporter.
Strider has 7 million.
I have 28 million. Now, again, I am further ahead than some people. I buy some stuff. I fully admit it. Okay. But how many of you guys have 1.6 million? By the way, that is an instant max. And by the way, not even an instant max of like from tier 3 to tier 5 if they release it. I mean, we're talking 1,500 shards. Okay? That is, in all likelihood, a complete max of an officer from start to finish. As a matter of fact, if they put 10 officers in transporter patterns, you guys would not have a problem with transporter patterns. You would actually have a problem with badges and credits and XP. Okay? Now, Broken Wolf, you are, thank you, by God. That is the point I'm trying to make. He says, and that is due to Fleet Command letting the currency stagnate. Yes, what did I say 3 minutes ago? That they do not refresh the content often enough for the currency to stay relevant. You got it. 2 points, Broken Wolf. Okay? The same thing has happened with Alliance tournaments. The exact same thing has happened with Alliance tournaments. People now have 1 million plus rerolls, to the point where rerolls, Alliance tournaments are nothing but clicks now. And for people who say that they've never said this, I'm going to say fibber faces. Because I've seen the feedback about how Alliance tournaments, that you love it. You love it. You love the payouts, most of you. Some of you are done with the store, so you guys also hate the payouts. But a lot of you like it. The problem is, all it is a reroll fest. All it is a reroll fest. All it is just click, click, click until I get what? The Borg, the Dominion, the NX-01, temporal disruptors, or choice tokens. That's it, right? What else do you guys pull? What else do you guys re-roll for? What else do you re-roll for?
Just for
Over
fun
your
to
list
waste
again,
my
sir?
rerolls.
Havermeyer says that's a task problem, not a re-roll problem. Is it? I said NX01, curmudgeon. Yeah, NX01, Dominion, Borg, choice tokens, temporal disruptors. What else? Balabom says multiphasic credits. Well. Okay.
I roll
Well.
away all the 750-point tasks because I hate seeing Alliance members with that many points.
All right. Broken Wolf says I also re-roll for lower ops to get a grind task they can do. Okay. I'm curious what grind tasks they want if they have an NX01 or if they can do Dominion or if they can do Borg solos. I mean, that stuff is what people are re-rolling for. All right. Now, Retrieving says, agreed. This is a task issue. If the odds weren't so foobar, then we wouldn't be re-rolling like crazy. Guys, Alliance tournaments. This is going to sound crazy. This is going to sound nuts. But Alliance tournaments was never meant to be a clicker event. It was actually meant to be engaging, which I know sounds crazy.
They want to make you pick a bad choice. Like, that's part of
I don't know if I'm
what they want you to do. Like, they want you to have a hard choice.
Yes.
They don't necessarily want it to be a bad choice. They want it to be a hard choice. So
Better.
you can
Yes.
choose to re-roll something and say, okay, there's a chance I may or may not get a better one. Now that you have 1,000,000 or 1,000 re-rolls like Strider does, I only have 350. If you have 350 chances to find something you want, you're going to wait. If you have 8 chances to find something that you want, you're going to do the task that, well, you either find a reasonable one or you get through your 8 re-rolls and you pick the least worst of the ones that are there.
Yes.
Or you get nothing.
Yes. And by the way, I listen, I know that they don't deserve it. Okay. Really, most of the time they don't. You guys got to get the tinfoil hats off. Okay. Alliance tournaments has literally never made money. Never. Not even in its first month. All right. As a matter of fact, I personally was very fearful after. Do you guys remember the very first Alliance tournaments? And then the second one came and there was something about it. I don't remember exactly what it was. And then Alliance tournaments took a time out for like 3 months. Do you guys remember?
Yeah, then we complained that it was better to have them and have poor rewards than to not have them at all. And we seem to have gotten away from that.
Alliance tournaments took a 3-month hiatus. And I personally was worried that it wasn't coming back. All right. Now, Ramscoop says they're still not going to make money with the changes. That's what I'm saying. You guys got to do tinfoil hat. You got to get the tinfoil hat off. Alliance tournament is essentially a new event store. Okay? That's what it is. And by the way, I'm being very objective here. All right? I'm being very objective. There's no shill statement in here. They can still really mess this thing up. All right? They can. But it was never meant to be sit and click 50 times. Okay? It was never meant to be.
How many people complain about how long it takes to play the game every day and then are now complaining that they no longer have access to 500 plus rerolls?
I mean,
and I've seen some of those people, by the way, complaining.
And the reason for that, whether anybody wants to admit it or not, is because they still value the rewards in the store. If you are somebody who is upset about this, then it is because you're worried that you're going to earn less. Are we right? I mean, that's what I've seen. Free to play are going to get less. That's the general consensus that I've seen.
I don't necessarily think it's maybe that we are fearful that we're going to get less.
Okay.
It may be that, but I think, yes, Alliance tournaments at the very beginning was kind of this like you did the best you could, you got as much as you could, and the stuff in it was like really really, really valuable, right? Like, and it morphed into this. Almost everybody in the alliance is getting 10,000 tasks. We're all re-rolling to the point of that, and it's turned into a catch-up mechanic, right? More than like an elite rewards differentiator, right? I don't care which one it is. I just wanted to pick one and be that, right? I don't want them to say, "Hey, this is where all the newer stuff that we're going to bring back out for like, sourcing," and then make it super hard to score and super hard to get the, if they want it to be a catch-up mechanic, an event store, then we should have some sort of minimum loot that we should expect, just like any other of the event stores that we've ever had. But if they want it to be you've got to grind and you've got to do this and you're going to get elite rewards, then do that, because that's what Alliance Tournament was originally.
Well,
Does that segue
we
into
do
the
have
Actually,
minimum.
no. Alliance
Well,
tournaments were not that originally, Putz. There were no grinders tasks that gave credits in the very beginning. Those came later. Okay?
Yes,
Doesn't
zero.
matter. There were zero.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah, you're right.
So, and that's what I'm saying. I totally acknowledge people's concerns, right? We think we're going to get less. We think we're going to get less. And some
they're just
people,
convinced
some people,
at this point.
some people may get less. I got a good example for you. You know what? Me personally, I actually think I'm going to get less. You want to know why? Because
You're not going to do the legendary tasks?
Because I'm somebody who actually liked the clicker tasks. Why? Because my time is valuable. All right? I would go in and I would try to do my clicker tasks in probably 10 minutes. If I have to grind, I am going to get less. I know it. I know it. Okay?
Wait, they're making us grind?
We don't know. Now, I'm going to come back to this blog post because I do think, and again, this could be wishful thinking, that there is something here that may indicate that we don't have anything to worry about. I don't know. Let's read. Alliance Tournament Store is expanding across all leagues with a wide range of new rewards. By the way, that was one ask checked off. Don't just put stuff in Master League. All right, so that was one. Again, we don't know what the grid is, but it does say all leagues. So hopefully that means that. Some rewards will require new legendary currency, while others will use existing Alliance tournament credits. Two things there. One, that means your currency has not expired, and if you banked it up because there hasn't been anything in the store, then you're Gucci. Okay? The cost of officer badge redemption is going to be adjusted, though they will still be purchasable with existing credits. All right? That tells me they're probably getting more expensive, but you can still use your old currency. Great! We will also see updates to task frequency and changes to the cost of some Heroic Syndicate and Heroic G6 uncommon material tasks. This one has me teeter-tottering here. This is a 50-50 one right here. Because the big complaint on the Syndicate one was that it was impossible without a pack. I am hoping that this says that this means that they're going to make it a little bit more doable for more people without having to buy a pack. And 2 for 1 kind of is where I am in my head. Personally, what I believe, okay, and I have not seen the whole thing, but what I see here is a phase 2. I see new legendary tasks with some of the new high-value currency, new high-value rewards, okay? I actually see traditional rewards and traditional currency getting easier for players. I could be wrong. Waffly says you have to buy 2 packs now. Buddy, let me tell you, Waffly, I love you to death. But if you have ever bought a pack for Alliance tournaments, you're doing it wrong. Okay? You're doing it wrong.
I bought one because it glitched one time while I was clicking on a maths task or something.
Yeah, and
it hit the multiphasic one.
That same I did.
Yeah.
You did?
Yeah.
I did.
Yeah.
I did it.
Oh, God.
I did that.
Why have you
right,
just not done that task?
So let me rephrase, Waffly. If you've bought packs for Alliance tournaments, the game has either bugged out or you're doing it wrong. All right. You wouldn't.
Or if you were going to buy a pack anyway.
If you were going to buy a pack
the other
anyway.
event that's going on today.
Yeah, I do remember about a year and a half ago, DJ, somewhere around there, you did 4 tasks or maybe 3 tasks one day and then 2 tasks the next day. And synergized with whatever the heck you were buying, whatever packs you were buying.
I did, because there was something else going on that I knew I was going to buy. So, yeah, Alpaca says I save buying my battle pass for tournament time. And that's smart. That's smart. Okay? We always look for synergy. That's smart. Okay. However, I'm going to come back because I don't want to get too far off topic. The change to the Heroic Syndicate and Heroic G6 uncommon material task. This one has me slightly concerned. It could go either way, right? I don't know if I can't see them making the uncommon material task more expensive. I just can't.
No?
I don't think so.
I can. If it's heroic, I can.
But they're already they're.
And why did they specify G6 and not the G4
Exactly.
version?
Exactly. Karkin has got this right. I think, didn't we identify already that G6 had it cheaper than everybody else?
No.
Or G6 had it more expensive. They were more
it was
expensive.
the other way.
Yeah. It was more expensive.
Everyone had the same cost relative in choice reward tokens. G6 just complained until they got the old task back. That's what happened.
Well,
so everyone else had to pay more choice rewards for the same task.
Okay.
Compared to G6.
This is what I'm saying. This one can go either way because I do think it's going to be standardized. All right. But then putting G6,
I think that's fair.
Putting G6 uncommon in the same bucket as Syndicate to me is, again, maybe a poorly structured sentence because I think Syndicate needs to be lowered. All right. But right here, they specifically tell us what tasks they're working on. Okay? We are going to update task frequency and changes to the cost of Heroic Syndicate and Heroic G6 uncommon material tasks. Okay? That's what I expect. It talks more about the rewards, which we're going to get to in a moment. But I did mention legendary currency because a new tier of tasks is being introduced, a legendary task, which will now award 20,000 Alliance points and award both existing tournament credits and new legendary tournament credits. Right here is their attempt to remonetize Alliance tournaments. It may be successful, it may not be, but I know that they tried to do this with the 10,000 point tasks from the very beginning, and it failed. Okay? For the record, I got no problem with them monetizing legendary tasks. No problem, as long as the rewards are worth it. Havoc says, of course it is. Well, obviously it is. Okay? And they deserve to make money. Let's keep in mind, all right, they're a corporation. They need to make money or we don't have a video game to play. All right? I don't mind this legendary currency being here. I don't mind this legendary tournament task being here. And yes, I do expect it to cost money.
Depending on how it looks, I mind.
Well, it depends on what the rewards are. Depends on what the rewards are.
Well, yeah, but still, if they...
Let me rephrase,
At
Rexy.
the end of tournaments, if people get a little bit of the legendary credits, I'm fine with it. People can slowly save up and get that stuff if they do well enough. if they are just 100% paywall behind legendary tasks that require pack purchases, I'm less okay with it.
What do you mean? Like original rerolls and the original Alliance tournament credits? If you guys recall,
No, I'm just saying that like if people in Master League get at the end, if you whatever you scored in Master League, you get X amount of legendary credits. Not enough to buy a bunch of stuff, but if you get some, so that you can get some of these things.
Oh, bro.
Then
Matters. I have a phrase for you.
Get a pull.
Matters.
Go ahead, Tarpy.
Can I help?
Yep.
So if to do X amount of legendary tasks, if it costs me $300 to do these legendary tasks, and what I can unlock is the Spiky Vengeance skin that costs $200, that is not good monetization.
No, it's not.
Oh, yeah.
And
that is what I'm afraid of.
Well, here's the deal. I believe that Matters is being too hopeful. I do not think that this will be a freely earned currency. Or if it is, it won't be enough for anybody to do anything with within 2 to 3 months. Okay.
That's okay, but I don't want to have to spend more money or feel like I have to spend more money on something that is worth less than the money that I need to spend on the task.
I don't disagree. I am right here.
That's something they do.
I do not think that free to play are getting any access to legendary currency, period. I don't think that's happening. Okay. I don't think that's going to happen. This is what the original 10,000 point task was supposed to be, and it failed. As a matter of fact, if you go back to the very first tournament, if you guys recall, all of the 10,000 point tasks were pay only. We had to. I'm going to take you back down memory lane. The very first Alliance tournaments, we did have to shop the task rotation for what we wanted to do. The 10,000 points were off the board. That's not bogus, Vic. Not at all. Go back to when they first launched. We were looking at 4,000 point tasks, 6,000 point tasks, 8,000 point tasks. All right. We were not considering the 10,000 point tasks because they were pay only. Chris says, why does he keep saying it failed? My Alliance bought 100 packs that week. Damn. All right. Dang, boy. All right. Well, let me rephrase. It did fail. Scopely was never happy with the monetization of that, ever. Okay? To the point where I said I was worried they weren't going to come back. Jim remembers. That's right, Cruzito. Cruzito remembers 10,000 Alliance tournament points was equal to a $100 pack. Jim says we were fighting each other for the 5,000 point tasks. Yes. Okay. This was how it was.
This is to increase the amount of competitiveness amongst alliances rather than 15, 20, 30 people getting 150 point or 150K points. People are going to have to make harder choices on tasks they can do.
And I think some of them are going to end up being grind. I think some of them are going to end up being Alliance. I think some of them are going to end up being doing Armadas. Some of them are going to end up being, and again, some of them are going to stay the way they are. As a matter of fact, I don't expect a lot of changes to the task table at all. I think the difference is going to be that we are not going to be able to unlimited reroll. If we're going to be limited to 8 a day and we have to do 3 tasks a day, we're going to have to consider something less than 10,000. Now, Fulman says they'll disengage. If they disengage, Fulman, they're actually losing. If a player chooses to disengage with Alliance tournaments completely, they're the ones losing out. Right? They're the ones losing out because they're not going to get the rewards. An Alliance tournament still remains one of the most player profitable events in the game. Okay? Scribbler's 1,000% right. Alliance tournaments were designed to kill hoarding, and then people started hoarding the rerolls. We just found something new to hoard. And hence why I circle back an hour later and say, this is why caps are a necessary evil. We hate them. I hate them. I do. I hate them. Every single time they talk to us about a cap, I fight for increasing the cap. Literally, Tarpy has heard me every single time. Jules has heard me. Stewie and Lube have heard me every single time. Every time I fight to increase the cap. We hate caps. God bless it, they're necessary. They are a necessary evil. I hate them, but I also understand what purpose they serve. It provides longevity. It's a future proof for that currency. Cruzito says, I hate veggies, but supposedly they're good for you too. It's kind of the same thing. It really is, Cruzito. All right. Caps suck. We hate caps. But look at how many new currencies have been released because caps didn't exist the first time. You can't have a game without rules, says Sydney. All right. I hate taxes. Got to do those. Eat your broccoli. Caps are a necessary evil. That is why Cisco and for at least a very long time, any future fleet commander will in fact use Sigma. And it's why anything with a cap has potentially preserved some long-term viability. Thad, thank you for your tier 2 resub at 42 months. That's 2 PPP points. Captain Taylor,
Hi, Thad.
thank you. Captain Taylor, thank you for your PP point. I appreciate you guys. Thank you. There's another 3 PP points. Okay.
We have a week left.
Cruzito says, look at these new officers using these new special currencies, using new relevant currencies. Why is that? Because faction credits don't mean anything anymore. We have millions, millions and millions. Rucker says currency sinks are a thing. I'm not sure the point you're making because I have also advocated for some currency sinks. For whatever reason, the same reason we don't get a deep currency sink is the same reason we can't get rid of our inventory. All right, I don't know. All right, but yes, they are caps help them plan longer term for the economy. And that's why we're going to have a cap on Sigma rerolls. That is going to prevent the problem we have right here, right now. The problem we have here now from a design perspective is that we're holding millions of rerolls. So it has become less about choosing the tournament task and more about just click, 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 spend, click, 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 spend. And by the way, that's all with choice tokens. You know? And let's go back a little bit on that. Not that, again, don't get my words twisted on advocacy, okay? Because I'm always for making it easier for players. But there have to be rules, right, Sydney? Do you remember the first time that Scopely closed the choice token store before Alliance tournaments? Holy God, Tarpy, you thought the world was going to end. We thought the world was going to end. Do you guys remember the first time?
You chaos.
You remember the first time that a double battle pass was offered during tournaments? Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Tournaments just got easy peasy for us. We got double battle pass, double choice tokens, click, 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 spend, click, 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 spend. Do you remember when we stopped getting the second battle pass? Oh, God, the world was ending. The world was going to end, Tarpy. Jesus is coming. It's the rapture.
Well, we were screwing over free to play, even though they couldn't even get the battle pass because it was only if you paid for the first one.
Well, yeah, Sydney says some people quit over that. I don't know if that was overkill or not, but I mean, people can play or quit for whatever reason that they want. All right. Chris says, let's stop making it hard all the time. Here's the deal, Chris. What is hard? What's hard? Don't, Tarpy, don't. Okay. Here's the thing. I think.
Potential question: do you want an answer?
Oh God! And that's the moment Simpoli shows up in chat. Yes, Chris. What's actually hard? All right. Lord of Chaos says, "Stop making it
Great
pay."
timing.
That's fair, Chris. I think that's
Wow,
fair.
big one right there. That's impressively large.
And by the way, Chris, I sure to God hope that it's not 6 hours to kill 350 reds, because if it is, I'm not going to do it either. Okay, honestly. All right, but what I think, and I've read through this. I've looked at all these new rewards. I've looked at this blog post. Here's my prediction. I could be wrong. Okay. And you know what, Shorts? I love this question. Actually, this is a great question. How bad is game design as of late? Not bad at all. The game design has been on freaking point. You know what's been bad is the monetization and implementation and the engineering and even some of the live ops, okay? There's been a lot of problems. As a matter of fact, the last several months of game design have been brilliant. Look at the difficulty of the hostels. Look at the new innovations you've had to do on crewing. Look at the different targets that you got to do different days. Look at the Maverick track. Look at the what's the other one? The challenge track. This stuff is good. Yes, Rexy, good. Maverick track, brilliant. Challenge track, great. V'ger hostels, awesome. Yeah. See, they say I'm tripping. Jules says I'm tripping. You don't like the Maverick challenge? You don't like the challenge track? Yikes. Even Short says game design's been terrible. And then says, you know what? Okay, that stuff's good. But it's getting lost in all the other noise. Major Payne says I'm full of poop. I don't think so. I don't think so.
Last week.
All right. I don't think so. Yeah, that was last week. Okay. Chris says Maverick kill FKR is 600 hostiles. It also lasts 7 days, Chris. If you do your dailies.
For an entire alliance.
Yeah, if you do your dailies every day, then you're done. Sydney says the Orions still suck. They're hard. They're hard. Okay. Hey, 77 of 77. Thank you for your biddies. Okay. Clark says, so those that never got to master will lose out on those rewards to exchange on revamped tournaments. No, I don't think that's changing. I think they're adding more stuff across the board. But no, they're not gonna like stuff that was in Master before. It's probably still gonna stay there. I do like the idea. Tarpy had this suggestion of like every 6 months or something like that, just taking everything and bumping it down one level. And making but see, then the problem you have with that is then Master gets a little bit light. But nonetheless, I think
you keep adding things.
Yeah.
Like every time they add something, knock a few things down a league. And that was Tibbs who said that first, by the way.
I think that's a good idea. I don't know if we're going to make traction on that. It's certainly not for the May arc, but I do like that idea. It's something we can definitely push for. I think it's a good idea. I just don't know if we're going to be successful in that this first month. They probably want to see how it's going to run the first go. Kinslayers says, are they going to fix the scroll issue? Yeah, I don't know about that. I'm not seeing. I don't feel good about engineering right now, if I'm just being honest with you. Okay, I'm not feeling good about engineering. Are they going to fix the interface? Yeah, I don't feel good about engineering right now. All right. I'm not feeling good about engineering right now. Okay,
Did you update your game today, by the way?
I did not update my game. I did not update my game, but I did in fact see a new I did in fact see new stuff pop into the game today. And
so
what is this? Well, by God, that sure looks like wave defense type circles, doesn't it?
Oh, did they fix wave defense problems?
No. Why would you think they fixed? No. See, again, not feeling real good about engineering here lately. Okay.
Oh, wait. So this stuff might come out next. Well, who knows when this comes out? But the last time they did something like this, they'd patterned all of this stuff in G4 space 2 months ahead of time.
Well, Are the officers working in outposts? No! Come on. Like I said, I'm not feeling real good about engineering. Okay? They're way behind. Way behind. Cruzito says, our waves are broken. You know, it depends on what ships you use. Junker and Cube, yep, still very broken. Dauntless, yep, still very broken. Yeah. I mean, about the only way you can do a wave is to manually click every single one and don't use Kirshara. Kirshara, pretty broken. All right. So, yeah, waves are not in their best state right now. All right. Prime says, I need that to be a sound alert. Not feeling real good about engineering right now. It's not feeling real good about engineering right now. They're not batting 1,000. You know what I'm saying? However.
So did they get rid of all the lag that happens in waves?
No! Come on. Like I said, I'm not feeling real good about engineering right now. Oh, that's good, Vic. Thank you.
This feels like those nights where we were, just saying how great Griffin looked. And
it's exactly the opposite right now. Like,
yeah. Okay, my bad.
OSU says, not feeling real good about the person that released the threat to players that use the exploit that Scopely introduced. That's an interesting one too, OSU. First of all, I agree. We talked about this at length the other night. I agree. The communication was trash. It was really bad. There was no excuse for that. None whatsoever. Sorry, Simpali. I know Simpali's lurking. I'm sorry. That was an awful communication. I don't know who wrote it. That was really bad. That was bad. However, if we are going to, have a conversation, all right. Well, we already had the conversation. We don't need to have it again. All right. We don't need to have it again. That was on a previous show. We'll go back to that one. All right. That was a rough thing. I do think that it needs to be undone. I think it needs to be rolled back. All right. I don't think you need to threaten players. I don't think you need to take action. I think it's human nature that we're going to push the limits to see how far we can go. That's fine. Scopely introduced a bug. Shame on you. Players took advantage of it. Shouldn't have done that. Okay. You shouldn't have done that, but whatever, you did. Okay. The worst thing that they could do is ban you. That's dumb. That's going to reduce player count and that's going to reduce future spend. Bad idea. What you do is you just undo it. And you say, okay, hey, nah, big deal. Thanks for helping us figure it out. We foobarred. Okay. Yeah, we made a pretty big oopsie. And I said this the other night on the show. We made a pretty big oopsie. All right. Thank you to some of the players for fully exploring this oopsie because it helped us figure out what was going wrong. So thank you, players, for fully exploring. But obviously, we can't leave it this way. Okay, we're going to have to roll your accounts back. We're going to have to reset them back to before the oopsie. But we appreciate you guys checking it out for us. Sorry for the trouble. Catch you on the flip side. That's what they should have said. So the communication was terrible. Okay? Yeah, Silver Tab says, oh, that's it. They spelled exploring and it was just a typo to exploiting. That's probably what they meant, DJs. Yeah, see? It was, thank you for helping us figure out our bug. Obviously, everybody knew it was a mistake. Everybody who did that knew it was a mistake. Or let me rephrase. Everybody who did that, say, more than 5 times knew that it was a mistake. All right? I get some people might have clicked it a couple of times not realizing. You did 100? Well, yeah, you knew that was foobar, okay? No big deal. Roll the account back and roll on. That's it. Okay? That's it. It doesn't need to be anything else. So I didn't like that. But, is what it is. Is what it is. They did their thing. FBI, open up! I love this. I love this new sticker. It's a great new sticker. I love it. So anyway, there's that. I don't know. I do not have updates on what they're going to do. I know that we have talked about it. I've talked to him about it. I've told him what I think needs to happen. I don't know technically how it'll work, but I know that there is some form of technical that can work. All right? Because I have my account cloned every single month. All right? My account is cloned every single month. And I know that those are stored. Now, I don't know that everybody's are stored. All right? I know that mine are stored because I play tests and I play on the engineering server and I'm there all the time. And they clone my account. So I don't know how complicated this issue is. I truly don't. All right. We have talked about prerequisites. You guys, and we talked about this the other night. The prerequisites make it really hard for an undo button, stuff like that. It makes it tough. I am not saying that their challenge is not incredibly difficult in front of them right now. But doing nothing is not the right answer. But given the scale of this one, I'm willing to give them a minute to sort it out. Okay? This one's going to take a minute. It's going to take a minute. So we're going to have to figure it out. But anyway, circling back to Alliance tournaments, just kind of in summary here, Tarpy, I think that I am going to approach this very much like I have been here lately. I am not super offended by what I'm seeing here. I'm not offended by legendary tasks. I don't love caps on currency, but I understand why they're necessary. Okay? They're necessary. I like that they're speeding up Emerald Chain for levels 1 through 30. This is great. I wish they did this with Syndicate. You know what I'm saying? I love what they're doing here, Tarpy.
I think I fool-bought this.
Doubling all Emerald Chain payouts across all leagues so that progression through milestones 1 through 30 is now twice as fast. That's great. Hey, Mint Man, thanks for the follow. Appreciate you. Welcome to Litterbox. That's great.
Yes, it's actually called the litter box.
Yeah, we're actually the litter box.
Yeah.
All right. I love that. I think that's fantastic. All right. So there is stuff to like here. There's also stuff we still don't know. All right. And the big thing that we don't know is what's going to happen to our task table. And that is where I'm going to reserve judgment. Me personally, I don't expect a great deal of change to our task table. I think we're just not going to be able to click as many times. We're going to have to be a little bit more careful with those rerolls. I think that we, as Tarpy said, are going to be forced into a decision that means that we're going to have to do something less than 10,000 points. And ultimately, I don't think that's bad.
Actually, DJ, I don't think it's going to be that bad. I think that if you save your currency for all of the tasks that you know that you can do free to play and have at your disposal several different tasks at any one moment in time, you're like, yep, I can do this one. I can do that one. Then you don't have to worry about re-rolling so many times. And you may be choosing like, oh, well, I'm going to use my choice tokens on ore instead of crystal, the preferred, right? Or I'm going to go ahead and do this X Borg instead of, oh man, I really wanted to get that temporal, right?
That's messed up.
I think that still getting 15 10K tasks is still going to be possible.
I think it will be possible. I think that will require a lot more screen time of watching. And me personally, I'm probably not. I'm probably just going to take a smaller task, which I think is actually.
Or you could just re-roll. I'm just going to do less of them.
Yeah, I'll do less.
You could just re-roll 7 fusion rods in a row and call it a day.
Yeah, you can do something like that. All right. But yeah, I think that's actually what they're trying to get away from. And ultimately, I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing. What is going to be the bad thing that some players are going to feel bad about is that they do actually earn a little bit less. And I'm going to remind players that in the first 3 months of Alliance tournaments, you weren't doing 150,000 points per tournament. You just weren't, you know? And so we have become accustomed to that and therefore accustomed to that payout. But I mean, that's like everybody's winning first place. You can't, that's just not how it is. It's not how it's going to be. Regarding the new rewards, this new artifact, the Gilded Shackle, I like it. Increases G7 ship upgrade cost efficiency. Well, that's a very forward-thinking thing, but that's going to be a big deal. Cisco's Ale Glass, Nogs Kane, and Esri's targeting sensor. Those are building efficiency upgrades. Those are artifacts for G. Is it just G7 or all? Is it just G7? Just G7. I'm happy about those. Very happy that those are there.
I'm curious what ops they will be visible for and what league, because I will withhold judgment on whether or not it's a good thing if they have it locked to 71 and they have it locked to Master League. Because I don't think they should be locked to 71 and I don't think they should be locked to Master League.
Can you earn them now through Outpost if you're not 71?
I don't believe.
I think those are the 71 ones. They will show up when you go to 71.
All right. I think I would agree with you on the Master League part. I think it should go 2 leagues deep, like Master and Expert. But I don't think I think 71's okay on that. I think 71's okay.
I'm always in the realm of the sooner that you can start earning stuff for G7.
Yeah.
Even if those are the uncommon only, so you don't even need them until 72.
Yeah.
Really, but the sooner you can start earning some of those efficiencies in G7, the better.
Yeah, but you're not a G7 player yet. You know, I don't know.
And well,
that's a
you know how
50-50
much
thing.
I always say.
I do. I know that is
Give
a
us
hill.
1 to 2 ops.
That's a hill that you love to die on. You do love to die on that hill.
Yep.
So I'm not surprised.
It's a hill that's player beneficial.
It is. It is. I understand the logic behind the generational cutoff, but I understand your logic as well. I just you know, I'm somewhat indifferent on that because I see both sides. But yeah, Cruzito says that goes against the slow them down in G7 law. Yeah, I know. Kazdor says that's against the spirit of saying that caps are necessary. What? It's against my spirit? That's why that's why I'm saying if you earn them too early, then you don't ever get that go up kind of graduation pain kind of thing, you know.
So you want all of the generations after you to suffer how you suffered?
Not the same way.
Sound like
not the same way. But if you're not there, you ain't there. Okay.
Oh.
All right. If you're not there, you're not there. It's not your game yet. You're still in the G6 game. You're not in the G7 game
Devaluing
yet.
the purchases for free to play content that's already free to play.
All right.
Okay.
Anyway, moving on. You know what else I love, though? You know what else I like? The Vengeance Node Infected Refit and the Vengeance Liberator skins. They're going to be there. That's great. All right. I like that. Chris says again, why keep making it hard? Because there has to be a carrot. There has to be a challenge. You got to chase something. You got to have some motivation. Hey, Polly, have a great day. Wait, what? Is it day? Is it day for you right now? What time is it for you, Polly?
Isn't he in APAC?
Are you at APAC? Is it like 9 a.m. for you right now? Holy crap. Well, what's up? Thanks for stopping by.
How do I know that and you don't?
I don't know anything. So let's see. New research options, prime particles going to be in here, and new officers. Now, I see the question. Are these all going to be legendary rewards? I don't know. It says some rewards will require new currency while others will use existing. I do not know. If I had to guess, I don't even want to guess. I don't know. And I don't even want to guess. I'm going to bet that some of the brand, like this new Gilded Shackle, I bet that's going to be legendary. It's brand new content. Like, it's brand new. It's not even in the game.
It literally says gilded in it, so it's going to be
legendary.
Gold or orange level.
Yeah. The Slipstream Drive, Agony Booth, I think those will be traditional. The artifacts, I'm going to keep my fingers crossed that those are traditional, only because this would now be the third place that they show up. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So they're not exactly paywalled so much anymore. So I'm hoping that those are going to be traditional. Don't know, but I think so. Okay.
Okay, DJ, I have a counter argument on your collect it. We should be able to collect it before we actually can build it, and that is Amelia Earhart's plane. You can, as a G5 player, collect shards of that, and you can't build it until 61, and that is for G6 ship economy. So I think, and it's an artifact. So seems to me that those artifacts should be available for G6 players for the G7 economy.
What?
He said it. I got what he said.
I think
I
all the G7 specific stuff should cost the new legendary credits, and all the legendary tasks should be like clear the veil and stuff like that.
I love it. Kill 10 miners in the veil. Hey, that would be. Yeah. I would go for that. And then you guys,
no resources.
Then you guys are not going to complain about a ship repair officer. Just throwing that out there.
Right?
So
they're driving.
Do you want to?
Oh, it's funny.
So Shelby mentioned a few minutes ago devaluing things that spenders have spent on. Do we want to talk about the event they put out today about spending money?
All right.
They changed.
Yeah.
I'm trying to keep you on track, man.
Well, here's the deal. That was also a terrible thing. That was a terrible thing.
Right? Yeah. Do we want to talk about their foobar?
Okay. Yeah. Long story short.
Don't.
I mean, there's no point in it. There's no point. People who don't know are just going to get pissed if they do know. This was a dumb thing, and Scopely has got to stop. You've got to stop. You just have to stop. How do you still have feet left? How do you still have feet? You blow them off every single day. Like, seriously.
They're a millipede.
They take a gun, they shoot themselves in the foot every day. How do you still have feet left? Mad Hatter said the rewards in that were crappy and made me laugh. Here's the thing, though, Mad Hatter. They weren't at Event Reset. At Event Reset, it was actually monetarily worth it. I believe if they had left it from Event Reset, they might have actually gotten sales. Because it was essentially a buy one, get three sale. It was right, Tarpy? It was like if you bought one pack or bought two packs.
No.
What was the math? It was much better.
If you bought two, you would get almost two more.
Okay.
So it was a lot better than it currently is. It's not
because now
that
it's
bad.
Now it's buy six.
It's not. Well, no, it's not quite that way. It depends on what of the rewards you want and how many and what thing you want to go for.
Okay.
So if you look in the store, and the reason I'm having you do this is because I want you to compare what's in that store versus what's on the list of things that are going into the Alliance Tournament store.
Right here, Esri's store, Nog's Cane, Romulan Glass, those are going in. The particles and filament particles are going in. Mm-hmm. I would presume, while they're not named, I would presume that these primes are also going in. The G7 bonus refinery and prime outpost insignia. I mean, they did mention primes. Here's my opinion. Tarpy's exactly right. Here's your new list of Alliance Tournament ads.
So what they're doing, in my opinion, and I don't know, I literally don't know what they're doing with this. So I am doing a hypothesis here. And that's not a word. I am hypothesizing that all of those things, or if not all, most, are going into the Alliance Tournament store. And this is the spend $600, get about $400 to $500 more worth of stuff if you want to, and get it now. before all of the dirty free-to-play will be able to get it too. And by the way, anyone who does get any of that through the Alliance Tournament store, going by any time frame that we have used for free-to-play content from the Alliance Tournament, it's at least 3 months after that.
I was going to say
so
4.
this is your last chance to get something with about 4 months notice.
Here you go. BOGO. This is a BOGO offer right here. Okay. So
what's the event? Because I skimmed through the events while I was driving.
It's multi-phasic master, and a lot of it matters is G7. Like all of it besides Sulu and Ilea in the event store and some of the outpost stuff, it's all G7 efficiency. So
that's
Shorts.
good.
Hey, I'm with you,
People
Shorts.
complaining about that?
Well, here's the deal. So, no, they're not complaining about that. This event objectively has value. Some people are super pissed because the value changed. The value changed halfway through the day matters. Because this event, this event had lower milestones and people paid to go in and play. They bought packs because arguably the value was better. All right. And then they extended the milestones. So you actually earned less currency for the spend as compared to what you saw the first time. So,
and they literally changed it while people were buying packs.
They changed it right in the middle of the day. And that's just something you can't do. You can't do it.
Why not? It's Scopely.
Oh, you just can't do that.
But
you can't.
That hasn't stopped them before.
No, it has not. It has not. And I am amazed and appalled that they continue to do it.
If it was so good that people were rushing out to buy packs because of the event,
there's a difference. This was
then it was obviously a mistake.
No, it really wasn't. I mean, it was. Cruzito said that the value changed from $450 to $600. All right,
those dirty exploiters.
That's not obviously a mistake.
Scopely being taken advantage of.
And by the way, people still spent money. All right, they were still spending money.
It's depending on if you were going to spend $200 today. If you were going to do that anyway, say you were going to buy 2 Dauntless packs, or an Excelsior pack and a Dauntless pack to go along with the 2 events, or a Sphere pack to go along with the 2 events in G7 that have synergy for this today, you get an extra $100 worth of value. So,
and again,
or $200.
If it had launched that way, then people could have decided it's a 2-for-1 special. I'll do it or I won't do it. That is not in question. Okay. Even now, the event is providing decent value if you're going to spend on it. All right. It's 50% off. It's buy one, get one. All right. However, the fact that they changed it.
No, it's you have to buy 2 to get anything else out of the event store. So you have to spend $200 to get almost anything. You can get a couple officer shots.
Fair enough. Either way, if it had launched that way, there still would have been objective, factual, financial value in doing so. The problem matters is that they changed it halfway through the day, and that just made people mad. Think of it this way. We're making money, we're making money, we're making money. Wait. Let's change the event so we can make more money halfway through the day. You can't you can't do that. People had already started investing in the event. And by the way, this wasn't, for example, an exploitable thing. It could have just been a sale. Okay? This wasn't something where players got something for nothing. They were actually spending real cash on it. As a matter of fact, you guys know I am super strict on terminology here. I am super strict on terminology. Paywall, I use the word accurately. You guys don't like it when I use that word accurately, but I do. Another one is bait and switch. And I don't use bait and switch very often because it's not factually accurate. Today, Tarpy?
Yeah.
Today, I think you got to call a spade a spade.
Yeah, especially if you didn't update your app fast enough to see the new version of the event before you bought something. So they just they were like, "Oh, sorry, you
Yeah.
should have updated your app."
Yeah.
It's like, I what?
Yes, even Cruzito. Even Cruzito on this one. Wait, DJs. You mean these weren't lightning deals that expired? I could even get behind that, Cruzito, if there was a timer. By the way, there was a timer, and the event was just changed without the expiration of a timer. So, here's the deal. I am super strict with terminology. Anybody will tell you. I will defend improper use of terminology when people are mad at Scopely. I can't today. This was a bait and switch. Period, plain and simple. Hard stop. You can't do stuff like that. You just can't.
You really need to look at the event that you are putting out more than 5 minutes before event reset. And if it doesn't pass what you thought you were putting out, you need to not put it out. Like, you need to look at events before they're out.
Yeah. I'm not too prickly about it.
Well,
it's an event. It's a bonus. It's extra stuff that you get. What people are buying is what's in the
How
pack.
many matters? No. Bull crap. Okay. I have always maintained on this stage that you've got to know the price tag for something to go in and buy it. Okay. You've got to know the price tag. If the price tag says XYZ price tag, then I make a decision as to whether or not I'm going to buy based on XYZ price tag. We have always talked about synergistic spending. We were just talking earlier about alliance tournaments. I might have timed a task so that I could buy the packs that I was going to buy anyway. All right? If I saw this event and I said, well, there is a pack that I was interested in buying, I think that I'll go ahead and do that today because I'm getting the extra value, then my price tag and my ROI were all calculated there.
And these packs are not intended for the heavy spenders. This sale is actually intended for the people like me and DJs and even you matters, because the people who would have bought these things to begin with probably bought them during the month of release. So these are like the V'ger primes for various G7 efficiencies. These are all the outpost things for loot gain. So like, this isn't for the Shelbys out there. This is for the people who are probably a little bit tighter with, okay, I need to get extra value for the $100 that I'm putting in here.
Yeah. I mean,
that kind of people. And
the longer,
just makes me not want to.
Yeah. Listen, things always get a little bit better with value, or not always, but when they do, we look for that. We look for Black Friday shopping deals. In the car industry, you look towards the end of the month to see if the rebates are going to get better. If the dealership's desperate to sell a few extra cars, rebates, value going to get better. This is no different. Guys, we're in the last week. We're in the interim week. We're in the last week of the month. They're looking for some extra quick cash. And they do that by offering bonuses, offering extra sales. And by the way, if this event had launched exactly like it is right now, and had launched that way and stayed that way, I would probably be defending it. Okay? Not necessarily saying, oh, go spend money, but just that this is a spender's bonus event that they are entitled to offer. It is an end-of-the-month blowout sale. I'm fine with something like that. The problem is that they changed the sale price after people had already, like, okay, this would be like going through the checkout line, matters. This is exactly what it is. This is going through the checkout line, swiping your card, and getting your stuff, and then when you go to put it in the cart, they take 2 bags back out of your cart. That's what happened. That's what they did. After you were done.
It's like them saying we're going to give you free lollipops with everything that you buy, and then you get to the front and they're giving out smaller lollipops than they were at the beginning of the day. That's what it is.
Except the lollipops are supposed to be equal value with the actual item that you bought. So if I bought 2 hams, I'm getting another ham free, not a dum-dum. Okay? This was wrong.
It's
wrong.
still just them giving you it for free. So it's people are buying what they're getting from the packs. Yes, if they did it at the beginning of the day before they fixed the event, they were getting more than people were now. Either way, it's still just added bonus that they're just giving away. So yeah, if you buy a ham and you get a free ham, and then at the end of the day they're giving away tiny ass little 2-bite hams, it's still just free ham on top of your ham that you're actually paying for. You're getting what you paid for, and then some. Just not as much as what you hoped you were going to, or you thought you were going to, on top of what you are spending on. You're buying the pack. You are not buying the event.
Actually,
the event
you
is a
could be
bonus.
buying the event because you wouldn't have bought that pack without the event.
Oh, maybe.
That's
And
the
it-
whole
and it-
event matters.
Hang on.
And it sucks for the people who were in the midst of the store buying something because of the event. That's a crappy situation, and hopefully that something can be done. And if they've raised it with customer support, that hopefully there's some sort of an amicable response. For anybody that didn't even look at buying anything until after the event has changed, they got no reason to gripe.
Scoop.
It's
Don't be
extra.
personal. Don't be personal. Don't be personal, Ricky. Don't be personal.
It's okay. I'm not reading it.
Don't be personal, guys. I don't tolerate that. However, I will. Nope, Major Pain. Don't be personal. And by the way, the reason that hold on.
Seriously.
The reason that I don't shut him up.
I have to check chat.
Don't look at chat right now. Don't look at chat. By the way, you guys don't get to tell me to mute him and turn him off, and don't tell me to interrupt him because I got so much hate mail. And Tarpy knows it to be true, too. I got so much hate mail the day that I argued with, who was it, with Putz? And I shut Putz up, and I got so much grief that night because somebody disagreed with me, and I didn't have the right to shut him up. Well, listen, Matters disagreeing with you guys. We don't have the right to shut him up. He can say it, okay? Listen. You guys, I'm not playing this double standard game. You guys gave me so much grief when you thought I was wrong and I interrupted Putz. Don't smack me, Vic! All right? All right? You guys don't get to do that to me.
Oh, is this the night you yelled at all of us?
Yes. They got so mad at me. I got so much email and DMs, even YouTube comments. There were YouTube comments about how much of an asshole I was because I shut down the conversation. What? And I was like, you know what? Okay, Tarpy. But anyway, that's fair. Okay. Now, just because Matters is wrong. Just because Matters is wrong. All right, we don't get to shut him up. See, I was wrong last time, and I got yelled at for. So I'm just saying, I ain't doing nothing.
Y'all, part of the reason that this panel works is because we all have varying opinions on a lot of things.
That is true, and we love each other enough to laugh about it. All right. Chaos says, chat, don't silence him. Prove him wrong. I mean, I gave my point. I do think Matters is wrong. And I think I've got a great history of evidence that backs me up, which is just simply our show has always talked about knowing the price tag of what I'm going to buy when I buy it. Okay? If I want a product and I math it out, and the product is this, and this for X number of dollars, and I choose to spend that, I do not expect after my purchase for items to be taken out of my cart. You know? I just don't expect that. And Matters, to be fair, that's exactly what happened. Okay? It wasn't that it was adjusted. It was it wasn't that people got a different value this morning than what they got this afternoon. It was that the people who saw the event and then started to spend, it was changed on them during their spend. So if
that part's not cool.
Okay, that's what happened, Matters. That's what we're talking about.
Oh, I understand that, and I did say that hopefully there's something that can be done for those people.
That was
But,
in
like,
the
people
hey,
that
we screwed up announcement.
Yeah, well, that was a problem. That was a problem. And you know what, Game June, you're exactly right. Scopely yet again has made a decision that whether it's right, wrong, or indifferent just makes people mad. Okay, so how about we just do something good for a change? You know, like I go back.
When did they change it?
I actually was talking to I don't remember what time. It was early. It was probably what, in the 1 o'clock hour, 1:30 ish, sometime in the 1 o'clock hour. I mean, and it just changed. Like they didn't even take the event down. They just changed the milestones instantly. And worse, as Tarpy pointed out earlier, unless you cleared local, you didn't even see it, Matters. They didn't make an announcement, and they just ninja'd it. And unless you just happened to log in for the first time that day, all right? But if you were already in, your game had already downloaded the local, so you wouldn't have seen it unless you cleared local. It was like you were looking at an event, but the price was actually different on the backside, Matters, because you had already downloaded version A of the event. I mean, it's just wrong, bro. That's wrong.
Yeah, okay.
You literally were looking at a price tag that said $400, but it was actually $600. Like, I mean, literally looking right at it. You know, it's just wrong.
This is the other thing that I get grumpy about when it's stuff like this. It's like, okay, they're aiming this at middle spenders who probably don't spend $400 to $600 very frequently, right? If ever. And how many people did they actually miss out on that extra $150 from, that they are now missing even more because they changed it in the middle?
Mm-hmm.
Like, they went from having probably a few people say, oh, I'll actually get a couple packs, to they changed this in the middle. No way in heck I'm spending anything.
Yeah. Yeah.
And now they have the actual podcaster for the game saying this is dumb. This is like
bad.
the worst amount of PR they could get for an event.
It is pretty bad. All right. And
this is why I wanted to talk about it.
And here's the thing. All right. To be perfectly honest with you, Retrieving has it. Now they're not just missing the 600, but the original 400. And I want you to look at my screen. Even if I thought that this was a good value, and by the way, objectively, it is.
Yep.
Objectively,
it is a good value.
This is a good value. If this event had launched this way, I would say, hey, listen, spend on it if you want, but the math is there. The math holds. This is a good sale. Go spend on it if you want. Just like we did with the Officer Flash Pass, by the way. The first contact Officer Flash Pass, good value for some players, okay? I'll objectively defend math. I always do. Math is the only thing. It's the only language that never changes. Right, Cruzito? This is objectively a good event. But because it tastes so bad now, people are like, hell no. No way. No. Nope. Whoa, 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 whoa. That's right. They poisoned the well. Whoa. Okay? You just can't do stuff like that. You got to let it roll. Because you know what? At the very least, you would have made $400 today. You know? Even if it wasn't the exact value that you wanted, you could have made $400. That was better than what you were doing. That is still an end-of-the-month cash rush. And you know what? Cruzito, who literally always gives me grief for not being emotional, all right? Or gives me grief for being emotional, rather, says this time the data and the feelings both sucked. Even Cruzito's mad about this one. He doesn't get mad about anything. Well, that's not true. He doesn't get mad about much. Okay? Their end-of-the-month special cost them today. And it was a bad move.
A lot.
It was a bad move. They could. Well, we've said enough. This was stupid. It was stupid. Bad decision.
Well, for what it's worth, I usually try and put my money where my mouth is. So when they offer, half packs for particular content, I will buy them to say, hey, I want to show you that this is valuable. I was actually looking at this even after they changed it, and I was like, okay, there's one or two things on here that I would find valuable. Like, I might do that. And then I was like, no, they changed it. I'm not going to do that.
Yep.
And so they lost at minimum 100 and something bucks from me. It's like, I don't feel like supporting this when they're changing the value before I can buy it.
Now, Ascendancy says, with the state of the game and the amount of Scopely misses, this should have been a free event instead of a cash grab. So I don't like the word cash grab either. I think that
cash grab.
They deserve the opportunity to sell. They deserve the opportunity to sell. That doesn't mean that they deserve the sale, all right? But they deserve the opportunity to sell, all right? This is a for-profit game. Without sales, we don't have the game, okay? I am fine with them trying to sell. I've actually even said before, they can sell as much as they want. All that does is put more options on the shelf for us so that we can determine what is appropriate value for us. All right. I'm fine with a warehouse of prices. I like Sam's Club better than, a small little gas station because I've got selection. Okay. So I'm fine with them trying to sell stuff. All right. But when you make terrible mistakes like this event, Ascendancy would have been praised by almost any spender if it had come out the way it is and stayed the way it is. Ramscoop says it is a cash grab. Well, that doesn't necessarily, if it is or isn't, that doesn't mean that it's evil or bad. They're going to offer something because they have goals to make. Listen, I'm doing the same thing, okay? I started a radio ad today. I'm behind. I'm about 20% behind on my quota at the dealership. I got to sell like 8 or 9 cars a day between now and the last day of the month to hit my quota. It's not looking good for me.
Yikes.
Okay?
That's a lot.
That's a lot. All right, I need about both. I need about 50 more cars in the next 6 days. Okay? That's a tall order.
That.
Well, you know what? I ordered a new radio spot literally today. Offering an extra $3,000 on any trade appraisal, even if they've already been in my dealership and gotten a trade appraisal. If they come back this last 6 days, I'll take whatever I'd already quoted and they had already walked out on it. I'll give them $3,000 more because I've got to move metal. All right? Scopely's no different. My sales were not great this month. I still got a quota. I got to do what I got to do to hit it. Scopely has a quota. They didn't do so well this month. They got to do exactly what they got to do to move it. Okay? I'm fine with them making things available for sale. And if you want to call it a cash grab, it's fine, but it's a good value. It's a good value. Don't get cash grab or selling something confused, Ramscoop, with unethical behavior. Okay? They're different. They deserve the opportunity to sell whatever it is that they want to make available for sale. What they shouldn't do is do it in a bad way. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, so can I say why this is even worse and kind of funny to me? What date was just about a week ago, and it was kind of a big thing in the US for money? What was last Wednesday? Tax day.
Well, tax.
So what is approximately the earliest time frame that a US citizen could get a tax refund?
January. All right.
No. After tax day, what is approximately the earliest amount of time it would take for a US citizen to get? About 8 days.
10 days? Okay, 10 days. Yeah, I'm within honey 3 months ago.
Well, no. Yeah, y'all, this is approximately the closest that you could have gotten a tax refund back in the U.S.
I don't know. Gabe
So
Jr. says
they
people
put
who get
this
refunds
out.
typically file early. I tend to agree with
Oh
that.
yeah, absolutely. But totally agree. But it is the earliest approximate possible date you could have gotten a tax refund. And when did they put this out? That same day. That is a cash grab. That is definition of cash grab. Is
But
this
it's
particular
still-
pack that?
Hey,
Not really.
It's not a bad thing. Okay? Especially if the value is
But
there.
the timing is cash grabby.
Eh.
Yeah. I thought it was hilarious. As soon as I saw the timing, I was
we're
like,
still
this is great.
using cash grab in a derogatory way, and it's not. They're taking advantage of an economic cash flow to try to increase their own sales. I'm doing the same thing. There's nothing wrong with that. What happened today was what was wrong. That's what I'm saying. If this event had launched just like this and stayed the same, I would be defending it. I can't in good faith defend it because of what they did to it during the day. All right? I'm with Shelby. The game doesn't need to be free. I'm fine with them charging money for things. I'm fine with them earning pack sales. I'm fine with all that. We don't have to spend. No one's holding a gun to our head. We get to choose. And that's what I'm saying. If this event had launched today, this way, the value speaks for itself. The fact that they made a terrible judgment call in the middle of the day is what ruined it for a lot of people. Including
I have a question
myself,
for you.
Including myself.
So here's my question. You just said that you ordered a radio spot that said you're going to get $3,000 more on a trade-in. But what if that was a typo or whatever, and you actually meant to say $2,000, but the radio ad came out and said $3,000, right? And you caught it like a couple hours into like it's first started playing. Okay. Just walk me through what you would do if a customer came in and said, "Hey, I heard about your $3,000 radio ad."
Sue the radio company. That's what he'd do.
No,
He'd shit some bricks first.
You know what I would do? I would take
honor the $3,000.
I would honor the $3,000. All right, honest to God.
Shit some bricks.
Now, if by the way it was realistic, we're talking the difference of 1,000. I'm already given 2. I'm 3. You know what? The example is almost perfect, Putz. So I appreciate that. Now, if the radio announcer had accidentally said that I was selling an F-150 brand new for $100, well, then no, that's obviously not correct, right? That's obviously an error. That's obviously an exploit. Okay? I don't have to honor that. But I do have a choice, Putz. I don't have to honor the 3,000 if the ad was supposed to be 2. But did it accomplish the goal? Is there now a customer in my showroom and I've got to give another $1,000 knowing that I need to move metal? Now, Clark says, what if it was 10,000 instead of 5,000? The question does get more gray. Now, J-Babe says you have to honor it. No, we technically don't. We do not technically. There is no law that says we have to honor misprints. Okay? But I have to
What
consider.
if it's your misprint? Like you misprinted it and the radio said the right thing.
Doesn't matter. You're not responsible for misprints as long as you have a disclaimer that states as such. However, you do have to consider good faith, PR, reputation. Okay? You have to consider that stuff. If somebody came in and it was 3,000 versus 2,000, you think I'm turning them away if I need to sell 50 cars between now and the end of the month? Hell no. Now, Chris says in some places there might be laws that protect that, and that may be. There are not here. Okay? Dragon Keeper says, how do we know it's a misprint and not a scam? Well, you don't.
Dragon Keeper.
You don't know. Hey, Trash Keeper, what you doing? Trash. You don't know.
Good to hear from you, sir.
Okay? But Packet's right. If that customer walks away upset at the change, they may never come back. You know? So I've got to make a decision. Either way, I've got a customer in the door. And I have to make a business decision. If it was 10,000 versus 5,000, I may not be able to make that decision. Or I may appeal to the customer and be like, oh, God, I'm so glad you're here. And by the way, this is what I said they should have done the other day with the whole Latinum thing. Oh, my God, I'm so glad you're here. I'm grateful. Thank you, in fact, for showing up. God, the radio people got this wrong. It's not actually $10,000. Listen, I'm going to save you every dollar I can. I understand if it's not what you were hoping for, not what you were expecting, but please understand, here's what I can do. Here's what I'm willing to do for you. And I hope it's enough, but I can't take a $10,000 bath. I mean, to me, honesty is always the best policy. To me, I'm willing to have that conversation with a customer. And you know what? 9 times out of 10, they're understanding. 9 times out of 10, they're understanding. What you don't do is lie.
That happened to you 10 times?
What you don't do is
Karkin.
I'm not going to draw any further comparisons. You guys know what I'm saying. But
while we're talking about changing currency, I feel like we have one more thing we need to talk about.
All right, it is way late. Let's knock this out.
Yep. This is the change in the oopsie currency.
I don't think I'm upset about this. Let me pull up a chart. Now,
so there's Jules. Yep.
Yeah, I'm going to pull this one up.
Progression sheet.
This is yours, right? Emergency Field Rations
that
value
one's
part
mine.
1. Okay. If I'm looking at this, I'm feeling like this looks good. Jules actually has a different opinion, and I want
this
you
is
to
why
explain
it's part
both.
1.
Okay.
Because there's a part 2.
Well, let's walk through it.
Okay. So we'll do Jules's after this because he has different stuff in his as well. So on the left-hand side here, we have the March chips. That was the oopsie currency up until today and through the next 2 weeks. And so you can grab these at any point. And in the Op 71 version...
Time out.
What?
Let's make a video short, shall we?
Oh, goodness.
By the way,
I thought you wanted to make this quick.
No, you know what? I do. But let me also say, I appreciate you guys letting us do this a little bit during the show. All right. Because I posted the one the other day of the Latinum button. And I got so many. I know, Rexy, I was such a rude person. I got so many comments about, okay, listen, not knocking the 4-hour podcast, but we love this 5-minute thing. Love it. So you know what?
Want to do that one.
I know I didn't want to do it, and I hate it. I hate doing it, but I'm trying to be a creator for the people. And the people liked it. And Tarpy has, and in fairness, listen, Tarpy can't be mad at me. I'm listening to Tarpy. I'm doing what Tarpy asked. She's getting ready to teach something. I'm like, hey, wait a second. If it wasn't 1 o'clock in the morning, might have identified, hey, this is something we should do a quick little thing on. All right. I'm just following her instructions.
We're only talking about this because I said we should. So are you ready to record the damn thing?
No, wait a second. Just wait. God bless it. Hey, chat, what's going on? Welcome into another Teaching Trek video. Shout out podcast audience who has no idea what's going on right now. I'm UltimatDJz. And yesterday in the game, that would be April 23rd, 2026, we saw the fruition of an announcement that they had made here just a couple of weeks ago, the introduction of the next evolution of the emergency field rations, which are the compensation currency that is given by Scopely when they make mistakes in the game. That has happened a little bit more here lately, so it makes sense that we're talking about what it actually is that you're earning. And while right now you have a 30-day overlap window, which chest is best for you to spend on, the old chest or the brand new ones? Joining me on the stage is Professor Tarpitude with an analytical mathematical breakdown on our emergency field rations. Tarpy, good evening. Welcome. Tell us what it is that we need to know.
All right, so while we have approximately 2 weeks left to make these decisions, I wanted to do this analysis, and Jules did another one, which we will talk about after, where I wanted to compare the March chips to the new stuff. And notice this particular chart says part 1 because there is a part 2. If we look at the March chips, this is the one that we have currently available. And in mine at Op 71, I got 2.4 million Latinum, an amount of Sigma parsteel, a much smaller amount of Sigma trite, and a very, very minuscule, almost not noticeable amount of Sigma dilithium. And along with each of those things, I got an equal amount of 7-star ore, crystal, and UC gas. So what I did was I looked at, after that, the update, what we got in the update, where for the same amount of currency, instead of getting the entire column that says March chips, you could either get the Sigma parsteel and ore, or the Sigma trite and crystal, or the Sigma dill and gas. And at other rarities and other generations, this will translate to your appropriate currency. So, and it will also scale within generations. So at a different ops, it will show slightly differently. So there's no Latinum. That is probably the biggest, most notable change. There's also no speed ups in the new currency. And I do want to continue to say that there is an or here. It's just like choice rewards. In a regular battle pass, you pick one or the other or the third one. You can't get all three.
Not or, O-R-E, but an O-R that you have a selection of. And that's super clear to point out. You are getting steel and ore. Alternatively, you can earn trite and crystal. Alternatively, you can earn dill and gas. All right. The word or indicates a separation here as indicated on this chart. And you can see, Tarpy, you're right. It's a significant increase in a specialized material. However, one of the things that we kind of point out here is if we wanted uniform blanket amounts, at least with regards to materials, we may have been better on the old model. Is that accurate or no?
You know, if you wanted or gas or crystal, you actually are getting more of those mats in the new system. And that I think is good. So this is a positive increase in the amount of mats. But so, and I'll show you the but in a moment, but I do also want to look at the Sigma trite and the Sigma dill, if those are things that you care about. And really, this is a huge improvement for Sigma trite and Sigma par and Sigma dill. This is huge. This is great because we actually get Sigma trite, which I don't know about anybody else at the beginning of G7, but I need that for G6 ships. So this is where the but comes in. Now, if DJs, you would bring up part 2 of this, because this looks great right now, I think. And so this is the part 2. And this one gets a little bit confusing, where if you look at the before, that is the March chips. And if you look at after, okay, so I have 3 different after columns and the percent change, where the before is all of the UC mats added together. So there's ore and crystal and gas added together to get 249. And if you look at for the same cost as getting 249 uncommon mats in the new system, you are getting 111 UC ore. And I used UC because that's the highest grade I have. Okay. So that is overall a 55% decrease in the amount of total mats that I would be getting, while it is an increase in that individual mat. So if I'm looking, it depends on what you're looking for. And you can still do a Latinum conversion for Sigma trite. You can still do a Latinum conversion for common mats. So really what this part of this table shows is the fact that it depends on how you look at this, which one is better. Now, if you would actually go to Jules's ops progression sheet, I would appreciate that. And this is where Jules has also done a pretty in-depth calculation on this as well. Thank goodness no doxing right there. So what we are looking at here is essentially the same calculation. And what I want to talk about is the fact that Jules did this a little bit differently, where he put together all of the Sigma resources and all of the mats combined and looked at both the old Elite Daily chips, which is the left-hand column, and compared them to the right-hand column or the right-hand columns for parsteel and ore, gas and dill, or crystal and trite. And really what we get out of this is essentially the same analysis, where the old one had more Latinum, the new one has more other stuff. Okay. Now, if you would please scroll over to the right even further, the other question that people had most of today was, oh, this is getting rid of my Latinum. Please scroll back up. This is getting rid of all of my Latinum. This is getting rid of a bunch of other speed ups. And so the part of this one that I want to look at is the total amount of Latinum. And Jules is 72, so the numbers are a little bit different. The amount of Latinum in his, he added up with the Latinum value of the speed ups in there as well. And so the overall lat value in an Op 72 March daily reward chip is 4.4 million lat. And so he compares this to what that lat would have bought in Sigma parsteel or dilithium or tritanium. So really, you seem to do better with the particular resources because you actually get the resources themselves rather than perhaps the Latinum and the speed ups.
So in summary, what we're looking at here is an overall decrease in the total number of mats, but an increase in your choice of mat. And this is where players for the next 14 days get to really hone in and make a choice. For 14 days, both of these are available. And now that the math is available on both of these chests, you have 14 days to choose which one you're going to buy. 14 days from now, you will only have access to the new ones, whether you love, like, or hate it. All right. But for the next 14 days, you have a choice. And if your desire is more material base or general material income, then you're going to want to use the old daily recruit chip or the old elite daily chip. If your priority is resources or a specific material, then you're going to want to use the new ones. If you are going to use the old ones, you've got 14 days left to do it. And then that chest will go away. If you're going to want to go with the new ones, then take your sweet time. They're going to be here for a while, and that is what you'll be able to choose if that is the bundle that you want to go with. But you do have a choice, and that is 14 days from right now. Thank you very much, Professor Tarpy, for your expert mathematical analysis consulting with Jules Verne. Thank you so very much. And that is your new compensation, your emergency field rations comparison before and after. If you have questions, leave it down in the comments section below. We appreciate you. Thank you so much for watching this video, and we appreciate you checking out and hanging out on our YouTube channel, where we're trying to do a little bit of a focus, because Tarpy's making me, on putting a little bit more short content out there. I'm UltimatDJz. Thank you so much. Like, subscribe, share, and we'll catch you on the next one. Good night, everybody. Bam! Look at that! Ha-ha!
You did good.
All right, there you go. All right, and podcast.
I didn't even interrupt or nothing.
Podcast audience is like, wait, what the heck is going on right now? So there you go. Tobias says, all right, now that we're done recording, can we still come back to I'm going to show Tarpy saying I'm going to show you my butt comment? Yeah, Tarpy, you did say that. I'm trying to. I'm debating on whether or not to leave that in the video.
You should get rid of that, please.
Oh no, it's been clipped. That needs to be a sound clip now.
Are we?
No,
are
it
we
does
actually?
not. No.
Yeah, Tarpy going in the video like, okay, I'm going to show you my butt here in just a minute. Okay. Yeah, fantastic. Well
this
done.
is not that kind of YouTube video, guys.
Love it right there. Thank you very much. All right, guys.
Oh my God, my face is bright red.
I think that we have.
I can feel how warm my face is.
That needs to be the comedic intro to the video. Yeah, right there.
No, it doesn't. Please don't. Please get rid of that.
What are you doing, step bro?
Where's Ultra?
I need Ultra right now. Clark says the Elite Pack does say 20 days, not 14. Okay, good. I'm glad it says 20. The original article said 14 days overlap, Clark. So if it is 20, then that's even better. Okay, that's even better. But yeah, the original article said 14. So Game Junior says another bait and switch. No, it's not. No, it's
we probably
not.
just had the date wrong. The
No, this is
easier thing is we
gaslighting.
just remember the wrong date.
Wait, Karkin says it's gaslighting. How you figure?
No, I'm just
Are we just going through greatest
We're just going
hits
through
of-
derogatory accusations now. There you go. So there you go. No, I don't think this is another bait and switch, especially since they announced it with a month advance notice. And they're giving you 14, well, now Clark points out 20 days of overlap where you can choose. At least now you have a chance to burn down your currency as well. So I think that's a good thing. But
also,
there's the actual math.
This isn't in the video, obviously, because I remember it was there. And I'm not saying that my butt is the thing that's not in the video. But if you have about 90,000 oopsie currency, that is approximately the maximum oopsie currency that you can get in the time frame of cooldowns for the March daily reward chips.
So if you had 90,000 and you properly worked your clock, you could spend them all on the old chest if that is your desire. Right?
And you would have to work the
10 hours.
The bonus chest every 10 hours.
Yep.
But
if you had 60,000 Carissa, then you're pretty much golden, if that's what you want to do. Lord of Chaos says, where can we get the link to that math? Well, I can throw the chart back up. It was just a screenshot. Now,
it's not in the one that I gave you.
Yeah, here, I'll give you this one. And then, and I'll put this in the graphics room for the podcast audience as well. The timestamp is 12:56 a.m. on 4/20.
Y'all, if I screwed up on the math,
Christmas.
Don't tell me until morning, okay?
And
I don't want to know until the morning.
Jules's chart is in the standard ops progression spreadsheet, which is available to all wherever you find Jules's charts. All right, with that,
I think this is a great pack, and you should buy it immediately.
Thank you, Guffa.
Hi, Griffin.
Appreciate
that. He looks great today.
Yeah, you losing weight? You losing weight, man? You look, your jawline looks great. So there you go. All right, guys.
Last two things. They're very, very fast because it's two Google's form links. It is the one for Epcot that is in how many days?
I don't even know. What is that? Like 20 days? 20 days?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So yeah, if you're going to Epcot, come over into the Discord. We've got a form for you so that we can get kind of a head count so we can get all your tattoos and stuff. And that'll give us an opportunity then also to be able to communicate with you so that we can plan our arrival to the Epcot Park. Plus, over in our Discord, !Epcot in any of our chat rooms will get you rolled to an Epcot meetup room so we can kind of coordinate a little bit in there. We are inviting everybody to come and join. It is 22 days away. Are we all wearing bright, same colored t-shirts? That actually sounds great, but it's probably too late to order merch now. Actually, I was talking, Tarpy was talking to Candy White. We've got an idea that we might just buy might just design like a road trip kind of t-shirt and then have some of these patches. Have like patches that are available for it. So that way we don't have to do t-shirts every single time. This might be a little bit easier. So then if you're going to take any of our road trip IRLs, then you just have the road trip t-shirt and then we can get, patches and you guys can trade and do all that stuff. Doug says, I'll be in Orlando on the 17th. You're going to miss us because we're going to be in Orlando on the 15th. That would be Friday, May 15th. We will be meeting up at like 8 or 9 a.m. to go into Epcot and drink around the world. We plan on being there for probably at least 6 to 8 hours that day. So it'll be a nice full day. You can definitely come in and hang out. And our plan is to bring you all of that crazy around the world action right here on the Twitching Trek Twitch page. That's twitch.tv/UltimatDJz. For those of you in podcasts, you can find the link over in our Discord. All right. Doug says, that's why all the angry faces following my comment. I'm going to miss you by 2 days. I hate that. Just come 2 days early. It'll be fine. Wilson says, we'll be at the Morgan Wallen concert in Gainesville on the 15th. Who's more important, Morgan Wallen or me?
I think I am.
Yeah, or Tarpy. All right, better question. Morgan Wallen or Tarpitude? Okay. All right, guys, that has to be it. We have spent too much time. I told Tarpy I wanted to do a shorter show.
What did I say?
Whenever you say that, they're your longest shows.
Well, it's not 5 hours. I think you're good.
All right, good.
It's
Fantastic.
under 3. Actually,
we are under 3. There you go. All right, guys, thank you so much. I appreciate you guys being here. Thank you for being a part of our live studio audience. Thank you for listening in podcast. Thank you for listening in iTunes. Thank you for listening on YouTube podcast and all the other places that our podcast is found, including Spotify, Pandora, and Podbean. We appreciate you watching us on video playback over on Twitch and on YouTube and consuming our content wherever you find UltimatDJz content. We appreciate you so very much. I invite you to visit our website at TalkingTrekSTFC.com or the brand new UltimatDJz.com. Yep, that's it. Very simple. UltimatDJz, no E, UltimatDJz.com, where you'll find links to all of our properties, including our brand new Instagram. Oh my gosh, you guys got to go check out the Instagram because I am absolutely committed to doing new stupid little shorts, even if it drives me crazy. All right, so go check that out. No E, Guffa, no E, Ultimate without the E, DJZ. Go check it out at UltimatDJz.com and find a link over to the Instagram, including our YouTube, Twitch, and our merch store, where you can find amazing deals on merch for your favorite content creator and get your stuff, your collectibles right there as you prepare to hit the road with us for our IRL 2026 tour. You can also find links over to our Patreon page, which is the exclusive home of Studio B, where all of our shows are absolutely free. All you got to do is create a free account, follow our channel, and you can support financially if you so choose. But all of our 2026 Studio B episodes are absolutely free to the public. That's free. F-R-R-R-R-R-R-E-E. Free. Thank you, Guffa. I am indeed thanking you guys all for being a part of our amazing live studio audience. Thank you to our panel tonight. Thank you for the teaching materials to Professor Tarpy and Tools Vern and to Karkin Putz, Matters, and everybody else, and especially all of you guys here in our live studio audience. I appreciate you more than you can possibly know. Thank you for the Partner Plus points tonight. You guys are awesome for that. Don't forget, if we get to 300 Partner Plus points this month, we're 1 month down, 2 months to go for a $2,000 giveaway. That's going to happen. I am your friendly neighborhood cat person, UltimatDJz. Saying meow for now. Love you, mean it, everybody. Good night.